don't know if you guys have had sleep paralysis. Any of you guys? Well, it fucking sucks, but I can usually tell, like, right before I fall asleep, I'm about to have this shit. And it was one of those feelings. I was like, damn, I'm going to have that shit tonight. So at first I do it and I feel my body starting to, like, can't move my body. And I look in the corner and I see something in the corner of my room. And I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, I need to just go to sleep. So I blow it off and then go to sleep. And then, like, I don't know, probably like an hour, maybe less. I don't know. I didn't really look at the time. I woke up and I was sleep paralysis. And you know Predator? You know his cloaking?
Yeah.
I'm laying on my back and I'm looking up, and I see that cloaking right in front of me. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I can't move, and I'm just like staring at it, and it's just right in front of me.
So you're completely awake though, right?
Yeah, my eyes are open, can't move my body though.
Now you know you're awake though. You get what he's asking. Are you awake or are you still in a dream? It just feels.
I think I was awake because I was like trying to, because you can kind of like rock yourself out of it, like out of sleep paralysis, and I did, and I didn't notice anything change.
As far as the presence and everything?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't there when I got up. Like, I can move my body.
You know, I experienced that once.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy, bro.
Woke up, couldn't move anything. Wild, bro.
Are you being a fucking asshole right now?
Bro.
You couldn't feel anything from the nipples down, though.
From
right?
nips down. Weirdest thing
up.
ever, bro. Fuck.
That's
Man.
fucked up.
Maybe you're still dreaming.
Dude,
Dude, let's hope so.
let's fucking hope so.
But yeah, that was like probably a few weeks ago.
What do you recall what you were dreaming about before?
I don't think I was dreaming about anything, at least that I can remember.
Now, how do you know, like you said, when you're about to fall asleep, you know this shit's going to go on?
Because I can like feel it in my body. I can feel my body go, like, I can't move my body before I'm asleep.
You can't
feel your face?
move your body
I
before
can't-
you fall
yeah.
asleep. Do you see this thing, or
That's
does it
when
feel-
I saw something in the corner.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Now you already have a loud breath, I'll say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you
Boy, it requires a lot of
experiencing?
oxygen, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Are you experiencing like sleep apnea?
I was about to say that.
I mean, I haven't noticed.
Like when you
Explain what
lay
that is.
down, do you have really shallow breaths?
It's a lot of weight being on your chest, so it doesn't allow your body to. That like when you see powerlifters and big ass bodybuilders, they sleep with the mask on. That's what they're getting oxygen.
Yeah, they'll have a CPAP mask on.
I have like really,
CPAP, yeah.
I breathe really deep.
So,
Like-
but you're also 215 pounds.
Now, was that deep? Because that sounded.
Well, I was just trying. I don't know what.
Hey,
I
that sounded
but
shallow though, boy.
Fucking-
You know?
Crean
But now-
always says that I breathe like really deep.
But now lack of oxygen can cause you to hallucinate, right?
Yep.
Maybe I was hallucinating. I don't know, but I saw fucking some shit in front of me.
Man, a little bit too much NyQuil
What-
totally make me like that.
You said you used to be skinny and shit, right? Until you went to the Navy.
Yeah, I was
So-
probably like 170 before I went in.
You naturally, but you're also like 6'2", right?
6'1",
6'1". So I mean,
with my Crocs on, 6'1", probably.
I know that's right.
Fuck you, Gabe. Crocs are dope.
Crocs are in, bro. If you ain't down
I
with
don't
the
know,
times,
bro. That's just one of those things where
they coming back.
Bruh.
They never left my shit. I've
I hear
always
they
had
have-
Crocs.
Bruh. If you don't take those
Okay,
fucking
says the
Crocs
guy
off,
with the thongs on. Get the fuck out of here.
I know,
I'm not
right?
feeling
Open
that
these
at
are
all.
toe
normal
thongs.
sandals, dog.
Those are. I can't say that G
You're
word.
a grown man.
why not?
Open-toed
Why not?
sandals.
Those
Oh.
are gay.
Those are gay.
Oh, what being gay is an insult now? No, that's not.
I hear Crocs have a thicker heel.
That's also not the definition
How about
we're
I give
using
you-
when we say it.
I'll give
so-
you my email
yeah.
and you send me a picture of your dick.
Oh, I'll send you
I
some.
hope
That's
they
what I'm
clip
into.
this.
They
This is
probably
purple
will.
pill.
Purple pill. They're so homophobic and whatever.
You are.
No, I'll suck your dick. It's
Justin
fine.
is.
It's fine. Just like that Wheeler Walker Jr. song. Which one of you queers is gonna suck my dick?
Jesus.
He's quoting a
Dude, you're going in
song.
fucking hard
I'm
today,
quoting
dude.
a
Quoting a
song.
song, easy.
Swang. Can you
Good
hear me?
God.
Swang.
Swung.
All right. But the sleep paralysis thing, it's hard to fucking say. There's a lot of people say that it's certain demons that do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really done too much research on demons. I try to steer clear of that shit.
I actually knew a couple nurses that had experienced sleep paralysis in the same room, where they were on a for some reason in this one room, they would have a lot of suicide 24-hour watches, and so you're sitting there for hours with these people and having paralysis, sitting in these rooms.
That's wild.
Wild.
They say that you're just supposed to like accept it and it'll go away, but it's hard to do when there's fucking something right in front of you. I'll tell you that.
Well,
Close your eyes.
I think we had talked about doing a demonology episode eventually.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can get into it further in that episode, but the missing 411, just to bring up the cloaking effect, there was a story of a little league baseball game and a hunter seeing something in the sky that kind of had that effect to it, like in the trees, and then it took off up into the sky. And there was a few hundred people that saw that shit, and they described the same effect. They described it the same way.
Yeah. That's what it fucking looked like, bro. At least what I think it looked like.
So we just got a bunch of asshole predators out here.
I don't know. He was floating.
Dude, that's got like fucking 4 different meanings behind it. I was gonna say what the fuck, predator asshole, fucking, I don't know, I forgot. Gabe's got the best shirt on right now.
I'm not talking until Austin removes those Crocs.
No, okay, keep them on, please.
Looks like you're not fucking talking today, then.
Hey, you just want to go ahead and turn this off so you can unplug your shit?
What do we gotta unplug? I'm not taking
his
my
mic?
fucking Crocs
No,
off.
I'm talking about unplugging his mic.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll get him closer to
Bro,
you.
get those fucking Crocs away from me, dog. Jesus Christ.
I thought it was only Justin and Gabe that played footsie under the table.
Fuck. Maybe, I don't know.
You mean Gabe playing footsie with me?
Dude, whatever y'all want to say. I know what I say.
I think we've established he already wants to fuck me.
I would never touch Justin's crunchy ass toes.
it's not so much that
Crunchy.
Gabe wants to fuck you. I think it's that you want to get fucked by Gabe.
Whoa.
Oh, ooh. You know what?
Thank
He's
you,
probably right.
David.
Probably
Thank
right.
you.
Hey, I'll tongue slap your dirt box.
What are you,
Tongue.
gay, bro? Are you gay?
What, you homophobic, bro?
Not gay, just curious.
Just curious. It's not gay when you're drunk. All right, let's move on.
Oh, God.
There's
Note
a
to
saying
self.
they said in the Navy. It's not gay if you're underway.
What?
You talking about under the ocean?
No, like when you're out at
Yeah.
Oh, wow, dude, what the fuck?
Well, they do say that studies have come out and shown that a lot of pirates were gay.
Yeah.
You spent
Wow.
months and months and months.
Just like
At
dudes
sea.
in prison.
sea. Gay for the stay.
Gay
That's
for
what
the stay.
That's what they say, dude.
That's what they call that shit.
Is that what they told you when you were in there?
I've never been to prison, bro. I've never even been to jail.
Was there a lot of like
But you can't say
homoerotic
that.
stuff going on on the battleships?
I would say there was a fair share of gay dudes on there, for sure.
Well, that would be the way to go. If
No,
you're
I'm
gay,
talking
right?
about dudes that are. I guess they would be gay though.
What's better to a
I was
gay
gonna
man?
say that they're straight, but they are so, deprived of pussy that
A butthole's a butthole.
yeah,
A back pussy. whatever
yeah,
you
like
wanna
kind of
call
like dudes in jail when they claim that they're not gay.
it. Yeah, gay for the stay.
They're just doing 20 years and they gotta get their rocks off somehow.
No, they're gay, bro.
And they see Justin walk in looking like a fucking
If you-
beautiful.
If you can't use your
Young lady.
imagination and
Oh, okay.
jerk off like the rest of us, you gay, bro. You resort
I
to.
mean,
I'm sure
you
they
resort
figured out.
It's
to-
20 years of jerking off. I mean, I don't know if it gets boring.
Dude,
you know?
I'll look
There's
a
only
ring.
so many things you can do. Sit on your hand.
You can make
grab
a-
a fifi.
You can make homemade gelatin and make your own fucking
Yeah, it's called a
pocket pussy.
fifi.
The stranger.
A fifi?
you know
Yeah,
what
I think
mean?
it's called a fifi.
Bro, it's the
That's what
military.
my buddies
You can
tell
have
me.
a fleshlight. Calm down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a
You
fleshlight.
don't have to be gay.
It's like a prison fleshlight.
Yeah,
Unless you want to be gay, and that's cool too.
that's
Yeah, I
what
mean, I'm
goes
fine
it.
with it.
I figured you would
Yeah,
be.
we know.
Yeah. Look at that smile.
Yeah, he's
the
like,
fuck?
why are you so red?
I'm just wondering. I'm asking him a question right now.
He said there was a fair amount of gayness going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
There's a
fucking.
bunch of gay dudes.
I wasn't opening curtains looking for fucking dudes sucking each other's wieners, bro.
No, he was the sucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
He
was the one
my
doing the
God.
sucking.
He was the one. Hey, you're letting the stank out. You know.
Dude,
what I
he
mean?
has told me some pretty disgusting stories, though.
Remember that video
Remember,
I showed
remember
you?
that shit one? Yeah.
Thanks
that's
for the fuck
disgusting.
shack, Mike. Dirty Mike and the boys.
I think
He showed me a video of this guy. They paid him how much?
I think there was like 6 dudes, and each of us paid him 20.
To stick his hand in a toilet bowl full of backed up shit.
Yeah, and it had been like, I want to say like 3 months. It's been just
What?
cooking
It was
on.
sitting there for 3 months?
Dude, it was a minute. It was like that for a minute.
Did his skin come off his hand?
I don't know.
Good.
Was
I
it a
don't think
porty?
so.
To stick for every minute
A porty
Oh, I
potty.
No,
watched the video.
it was just
It was
a
disgusting. He just stuck it
Dunk
in
his hand
for
in
$20.
there with
from
each
6
person.
people. Yeah.
That's so fucking dumb.
Justin thought about it if it was worth it. He's like, fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, duh.
I got to pay off this $80 XLR cable. I don't know. Hey, David, go take a shit in the restroom right now.
Yo,
Everyone
I'm on
chip in
the
20
Rolls
bucks.
Royce of XLRs right now. It's
It is
fucking
pretty
fantastic.
nice. Yeah. You sound like shit, though.
You got 20 bucks.
That's what I was fucking telling you. That's why I was asking you to turn me up. I didn't know if it was because I was turned down or...
Yeah, it's max volume, dog.
No shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a sign it's good. I don't know.
It's because I don't have the gain up all the way. Maybe you're just
Maybe.
used to hearing it loud as fuck.
That's probably
Maybe.
what it is.
Yeah.
But it's because that stupid AC turns on. But see, like right now, I could turn you up to 6 and it sounds better.
Check.
But then you start to hear that white noise in the back.
Oh, totally. I heard it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's right
Fuck
there.
it. We'll just go with it. Justin doesn't hear it anyways. I
I'm
don't
deaf.
hear it anyways.
Comes from being in too many engine dyno rooms without any earmuffs on.
All right, let's calm down. Maybe it's that you've been working in machine shops with no fucking earplugs in.
Well, there's that too.
Yo, talking about fucking ear protection though. At the same time,
Dude, this dude, his
The
dick would get so
M3
hard if he had a fraction of what I saw.
What?
As far as cars and shit go, you have no idea. You have no idea. What were you saying?
Oh, the earplugs.
Yeah.
Fuck. Sorry. You,
Sorry, I
You
didn't
start
know I
talking
needed
about
to
his
remind
dick
Stop
you.
again.
smoking so much.
You're talking about his dick. What do you want me to do? That's not my
Jesus
fault.
Christ.
Dude, we were talking about his dick like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, whatever.
Being a little fucking chick.
Now we're back on it.
a little pinto
Back
scene.
on it,
Back
bro.
on the
Back
dicks.
around.
Back on the dicks.
The court case going on with the military and the
The
M3.
3M hearing
Yeah.
protection. Yeah, I've seen
Oh,
it.
yeah.
what?
It's been out for a while. hasn't it?
Man, yeah, that shit
Yeah.
is wild.
The foam earplugs?
Mm-hmm.
Probably the ones we use at work.
Yeah.
Nah,
Well,
it's not.
actually, what they were was on one side, you could flip them around, and it would. There was a sleeve in the middle there that, so if a big percussion went off, a bomb, gunshots, it would help that initial blast, and then you could get them flipped around because they were dual sided. Flip them around, and you'd have ear protection.
Oh, really?
Well, the issue is, when you make a dual sided earplug, it's probably not going to be the best earplugs.
Yeah.
And that percussion wouldn't save you. It would just push the air further in your ear.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. that
Yeah.
is.
Why wouldn't you just...
And then at the same time, what's everybody been wearing here lately?
Masks?
M3 mask,
3M.
3M mask.
Yeah. How much money do you think they fucking made in the past year and a half?
How many of them are in the ocean right now floating around?
At least 1 billion of them.
At least.
Wear your fucking mask, you Nazi.
I think we talked about that before, the hypocrisy behind all that shit. We can go on all day about how hypocritical the whole coronavirus thing has been.
Oh, did you guys see that Fox 4 News fucking screenshot I sent in the group chat?
Yeah, Missouri's the deadliest place.
Yeah.
For
Dude, talk about
coronavirus.
fucking fear mongers, dude.
Yeah.
And anytime I read a comment and anybody saying that, they're like, "You're just a fucking retard. You don't know what you're talking
Why
about."
would Missouri be the most dangerous?
I don't know. I'm sure every city is saying that on their local news.
That's
I bet if we go
Fox
to like
4.
if we go on Facebook in like Dallas, it'll say that.
Yeah, we change our location.
Somebody was like, because that picture that I had put up, they're like, whoever's giving that shot needs to put some fucking gloves on. I'm like, God, dude, people are so fucking.
Did you see the video of that double stick? She was giving this lady a shot, and she went to go toss it down into the bin, but it stuck in the lady's elbow, and she pulled it out real quick.
Oh,
God.
fuck me.
Was it a different lady, or was it the same lady?
It was the same lady. She gave her a shot, and then went like that, and darted that shit right into the back in here.
Jesus.
Yeah, they said 15 million Americans haven't got the second shot yet. So they just got that first one and haven't went back and...
Do it. Go get your second round of shots, even though you've been seeing everybody getting sick.
It's an update.
Oh.
It's an update, my guy. It's an update. Because from my understanding, unlike any other virus, any other pathogen that we have, vaccine-wise, it gives you a little bit of the vaccine, and your immune system fights it off naturally. Help you build that immune system, your body knows how to react to it.
Like, you get sick from the shot.
Right. With this, it's actively affecting your DNA and creating a protein.
That's not a conspiracy theory. That comes from the mouths of Dr. Fauci. He admits that it changes your genetics so that your genetics produce the antibody.
Actively changing them.
So to what degree does it affect our genetics is semantics. It's not important. The fact is what we're saying and what everybody else is saying is it does affect your genetics. So anybody who says otherwise is full of shit because we got that from Dr. Fauci. Even though he's a ferret-looking fuck.
Yeah. Weasel-looking motherfucker.
Did you guys see that fireworks show thing? Well, it was like a fireworks show, and then like I think at the end they had it looked like a DNA strand, and it was like spinning. I don't know how they did it, but in the middle it separated, and it was just trippy as fuck to see. It looked like a DNA strand, and then in the middle it separated, and it's like the people recording. I was like, what are they telling us?
It could just be a really cool fireworks display.
Could be
Or
awesome.
it could be some reptile motherfuckers.
I mean,
shit like that. How the fuck are we gonna know? I mean,
Yeah. Just trippy shit.
trippy shit.
trippy. Yes.
Tripping?
You ever eat? Yeah.
No, I'll do mushroom.
Yeah.
You
I'll
will?
try. Yeah.
I think we should have a podcast where we fucking eat mushrooms.
Some psilocybin, yeah.
Except for
It'd be
Gabe.
good for you.
What are you guys on? What?
And I'll just do a little tiny bit.
Oh, dude.
I'll just do a little, like, make tea.
Dude,
I'd like to like
David-
microdose it. I think that would be the shit. I think that'd be the way to go.
Yep. I have a couple friends that are actually doing that right now. And
Really?
they say that the neurons, the synapses firing in your brain between 15 to 30 synapses at a time. When you're microdosing, anywhere between 40 to 70 in a moment. Your synapses firing.
We're talking about microdosing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mushrooms.
This is what I told Justin when I do want to try them, that I'm going to microdose, and he keeps telling me I need to go balls in. Just fucking
For your first time,
shove as many as I can in my mouth.
No, 5 grams, bro. That's a maximum
Hero's
dosage.
journey.
I don't know if I want that, though, man.
It's not a
I've got
matter
some
if you
fucking-
want it.
I've got some skeletons, dog.
That's the point.
I'm scared.
That's the
Dude.
point. You're just
I'm a
scared of
microdose.
yourself, and what's going to happen is you're going to address that side of yourself. You're going to reconcile that side of yourself. Hopefully.
What if
There's
he just,
Hopefully.
there's a good
Go
chance.
into it wanting to
what if he just has a bad
come
time?
out with good experience.
Going in the right state of mind. Like, don't get into a fight with your old lady and then go eat some mushrooms. Don't do that.
Not a good idea.
You need to be having a
Shit.
good day, and the mushrooms will find you when you're ready.
There's not too many days of those.
Yeah,
Baker.
what if he's
That might
just
be a
not
hard
having-
that might be an issue.
You live in a
then-
first world country, you
Yeah,
fucking
you
crybaby bitch. Shut your mouth. How bad can your day be, my guy?
Who you talking to?
You fool.
Jesus Christ.
God damn. I get
Yeah, hey,
David,
you're going to tell
get
this
the
guy,
tape. Get the-
hey,
Is that your
you're
analog
really
right
going
there?
to talk to
Is
this
that the
guy about
analog?
how bad your day
Get
is?
the tape.
Let me stick
Get
my
the
finger
tape.
in your ass, buddy.
You going to let him?
You gonna let me? Huh?
What the fuck?
fuck?
He would.
I know the title of this podcast.
Like the
Let me stick a
Nutella-
finger in your ass.
Like the whole Nutella and fruit prank,
Right,
but it's gonna be actually real.
All right.
Hey. Just trying to figure out if you need to have bowel
We
movement,
just had a
buddy.
question come in. Julian wants to know. He wants to ask Justin a question. Does he still have a connect with those priests I'm trying to get jacked off to?
From what I hear, you get jacked off plenty.
What does that mean?
Is this the same one?
What?
Wait, answer the question.
The same one always like fucking around hookers and shit?
No.
Okay. Okay, never mind.
I don't know
My
which
bad.
one that was.
You're telling me somebody always fucking around hookers
Oh,
and
I'm
shit.
sure I know somebody that fucks around with hookers. Oh, no. He told a story about his friend.
Oh, that was him telling
Yeah,
you
they
the
grabbed
story.
a hooker or picked up
Oh,
a hooker
okay.
or some shit like
All
that.
right.
And she said something about I'm pregnant. And he was like, do you know my name? And she was like, no. And he was like, get out. What a fucking asshole, bro.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to need my t-shirt back.
That's
Yeah.
great. No, Julian, I'm sure you know some Catholics. You can talk to them about getting jerked off by priests.
Wow. Racist.
It's not racist.
Racist.
Profiling.
Everything's racist in 2021.
Yeah,
Did
to
you not know
fucking
that?
morons like you.
Jesus
Julian,
Christ.
get your boy, bro.
All right. So, what'd y'all do over the weekend, fellas?
What a
Oh
cocksucker.
my god. I'm not telling you.
In this segment, we are going to talk about our weekends.
And then we're gonna talk about masturbating. And our new vaccines we just got.
I
Put
figured
that damn
this.
cup on the floor.
Figure that.
Get him
and
a
maybe-
book.
Wait. Hypocrisy. We're talking about the hypocrisy of the left here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on my left, so you're technically the left right now.
I am the left. Do you want me to play the role as a liberal?
Yes, please.
Racist.
I was about to open my mouth and you said
You know what's fucked up is we grew up with that, Will Smith and Fresh Prince. And
I was
We
just
were-
watching
we're
Fresh
the
Prince
last-
the other night. It's on HBO Max.
we're the
Dude.
last good generation.
I was fucking
Synchronicity.
rolling. Will Smith, one of my favorite
Roseanne.
actors. Yeah.
come on.
Lil Xan.
Roseanne.
Roseanne. Like, Lil Xan,
Hey,
who the fuck is
Do you know
that?
that bitch got hit by a fucking car? That's
Yeah.
why she's all
Did she
fucked
really?
up. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, something about she got. I guess a lot. Joe Rogan says a lot of people get hit by cars and just turn into crazy motherfuckers like Sam Kinison or what was it? What was it?
Yeah.
Something
Sam Kinison?
Yeah, he has
He's
the same
completely
problem.
different.
Yeah,
Before he got hit.
she's a fucking wild individual.
Yeah.
You listen to her on the
She
Joe
shouldn't
Rogan
have been
podcast.
They shouldn't have done her like
He
that.
said she was like in a mental institution. at
Well,
one point.
she said she was on ambient when she did all whatever.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
She'd be in the middle of an ambient
Or
bird.
maybe she's just a little racist, bro. I think everyone's a little stereotypical,
Yeah.
little racist.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends on how far you take it. Now, if you're out there fucking lynching motherfuckers, all right, you're a fucking asshole.
Or I've been seeing these videos of these dudes
but if
like
it's just pure comedy, I don't see a problem with it.
these racist fucking assholes are out just berating these black people for no fucking reason.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
what the
fucking
fuck
dumb.
is wrong with you?
Braiding them how?
There
Like,
needs
what-
to
what
be
are they doing?
where's the white dude that walks up and just knocks him out, doesn't say shit, and just knocks him the fuck
He's
out?
to my left.
Yeah, well, not everything happens in KC,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Do you think racism runs that rampant throughout the country
No.
No.
to the point that it makes it impossible for
no, you gotta think
minorities to
there's
live?
370 million people in the United
Because
States.
I can't say I've been a.
And we've only maybe seen even let's just call it 5,000 instances that got caught
Yeah.
on camera of some racist dog shit. Look at the percentile.
Yeah, but the
It's
media
nothing.
blows that up. and
Exactly.
makes
That's
it
all they
seem bigger.
post is these
I'm
instances.
just talking from a point of me being half Mexican, half white, but looking white
Oh,
as
dude.
fuck. I've
We've
never had
gotten-
to.
We've all gotten the same shit.
That's what I'm saying. I've never had to experience, other than maybe one time, but that was just because the way I was dressed when I got arrested. That was about it. But I don't know. I know when I talk to my wife, she's dark as fuck.
Yeah.
So she hears a lot of stupid ass comments. It's usually by like older white guys.
Yeah, motherfuckers think she
Like,
doesn't
"Oh,
speak English or
no,
some
she's
shit.
like, where are you from? And she'll be like, here, or from California. Yeah, but where are you from originally? Which I always tell her, don't get mad about that shit. Don't get upset. Like, let them get in your feelings. They're just kind of, ignorant. But, I mean, I don't know.
That's when you go, California.
Yeah, I know. That's what I told her. I was like, you always got to make them feel stupid. You
Yeah.
can never get upset because then they win. You know?
And if they get upset, then you win.
Honestly, he's probably just retarded. You know, he probably just doesn't even know. You know, he don't even know that he's making you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's just no self-awareness.
Yeah, that he thinks that just white people are from America.
Yeah, when that's not true at all.
That's the thing about racism. It is experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that shit that happened at work. I guarantee you, if I'd been a white dude, he never would have treated me like that. But I don't fucking make it out to be about race. I just make it out to be your cocksucking old man who's pissed off that he's had a shitty life, and you gotta take it out on somebody.
We work with a couple of them.
Because I'm a few inches shorter than you, you think you can fucking push me around, and I'm not the guy to push around.
Yeah. And there's just guys that just get pissed off if they drop their hat, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty...
Walk in the door looking like he's had a bad life, and you just fucking just carry it out.
Yeah.
Small individuals. Small-minded.
Weak. Yeah. Very
Weak
insecure.
individuals,
Yeah.
Yep.
But, I mean, and I think everybody goes through ups and downs. Fuck, dude. Like, you know, I fight my insecurities all the time, but it's a fact of, like, you're supposed to be progressively changing every year. It doesn't happen overnight.
Every day.
Yeah.
Or at least trying to get better.
If you're not trying to learn one new thing every day, you're wasting your fucking life.
Yeah, I've always said be a sponge.
Right.
You know, soak it in. Like, dude, I've said some fucking stupid ass shit growing up, dude. I've said some ignorant ass shit.
Dude,
that's
where we all start.
I've said some fucked up shit, you know? Like,
That's where
I've thought
we all
fucked up
start.
ways.
Yo, and nobody grows. Once they get out of, like, their teenage years, they just don't grow past that because...
But, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you know, early fucking teens, early 20s. Like, bro, if you're 50 and you're still thinking this way and saying these stupid ass comments, and you haven't learned over those 50 fucking years,
you ain't gonna learn, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's fucking. Everyone's like, we should just grandfather them in. Not fuck no. Tell them they're fucking retarded. Like, yeah, they can say what they want. I'm not gonna tell them they can't. You know, because you know, if you tell somebody they can't do something, at some point someone's gonna tell you can't do something.
I also got the right to tell you you're full of shit.
Yeah.
So you can say what you want, but if you don't want to have an open discourse and an open dialogue about it, then you should have just kept it to your fucking self to begin with. Yeah. I've gotten into it with people like on community pages, like on our town's community page. Some chick posts a fucking get into a little Facebook argument a couple years ago because some chick posts some bullshit and I give her my honest opinion because you posted it to an open forum, and then she tells me she doesn't want to hear what I have to think. Then why'd you fucking come here?
Yeah.
You probably
you have more than the right to post your opinions, but people have the right to
criticize them.
Yeah, criticize them.
So if you don't want your opinions criticized, keep them to your fucking self because you can't handle open discourse.
Yeah. And how do we usually shut people down, Justin? All you have to do is simply ask them a question. Why?
Yeah, just keep asking them, well, why?
Why?
They don't
I've
have a
done
reason.
that so many times. Why?
They don't have a reason, and they just
why?
progressively get angrier and angrier.
And social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't... Social contracts don't adhere to reality.
Social contracts are phony.
They don't...
Nobody signed anything.
It's fake.
Do you think at some point, because this is like, you know, we're in the first wave of social media and trying to understand and get used to it. Do you think at some point it'll just put it on the ground? Do you think at some point that we will become like understanding of our faults right now? Of, you know how everyone's fighting with each other right now over everybody's thoughts and beliefs because you're able to post it and everyone can see it. Do you think at some point we'll get over that hump to where we're not trying to fucking tear each other apart because of what we post and shit?
I think eventually, but I think it all comes down to a personal level. They have to look at themselves before they can go out into the world and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Communicate well.
And there'll always be assholes.
Well, it's like people got something deep down wrong with them, and they like bring that out, and it's like a biased opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So until they solve that on themselves, like what's wrong with them, then it probably won't happen. But I think eventually we will.
I think you're absolutely right with the insecurities thing.
Yeah.
I hope, man, because social media is such a useful tool, and we let these media companies just tear it apart. You know, because I feel like that's where a lot of the shit comes from. It's just people on, you know, these news platforms that are just taking shit they see on there and just literally creating
it for face
clickbait
value.
titles. Yeah, and you click. A lot of the times, it's funny because you'll see a title and somebody will just read the title, you know. And I've been guilty of it in the past, you know, where I just read a title, didn't read the article.
Or the amount of views.
I learned from that because a lot of the times you click on that article, and it's completely different than what the fucking title said, or it's not as
Yeah,
as
they're like putting
clickbait.
words in people's mouths and shit.
Yeah, it's clickbait. But yeah, that's what we're saying. It's basically clickbait. Like they make it 10 times worse than what actually happened. You know,
Because a lot of people don't even read the article; they just read the headline.
yeah, like this last one, for instance, they were like shooting at knuckleheads, and it's like knuckleheads. Somebody who worked there had to type on there like, "Motherfucker, we're not even open. It just happened near us. Why would you even put our fucking name into it? Like, what the fuck, bro?
Right.
It's literally it's just these Fox 4, KCTV, like all these motherfuckers, dude. And yeah, sometimes they do have good shit on there. I give them that, but fuck, man.
But
Like,
at
are
the
they
same
just are they
time-
running out of shit to talk about?
No, not necessarily running out of shit to talk about. I think it's whatever tragedy, you know,
Ratings.
Yeah,
the ratings,
all about ratings.
fear mongering, and keeping people engaged.
Well, yeah, we like negativity, right? That's why all those reality TV shows take off.
Are
you
so
know?
dramatic and all that other
Yeah,
shit.
everybody likes the fighting and the bickering and all that.
Go ahead and subtract that box. The
Oh yeah,
that box
Dustin
reference?
Poirier
Yeah.
Connor this weekend.
Yeah, it's coming up this
Saturday?
weekend.
What's
I
the
will,
hot takes?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Who we got,
Ooh.
boys?
I'll have the fight too at my house if you guys want to come.
Oh no
Yeah.
shit!
When
Nice.
is it?
dirty.
Saturday?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
What go ahead. What
Who
do
do
you
you
think,
got?
my guy? I mean,
I really
I'll go
want.
deep.
I really want
I'm a Connor Dick
Connor
rider.
to knock him the fuck out, but
Yeah, I'm a Connor Dick rider, but I think Dustin's going to seal the deal. I think this will be the end of McGregor. He did fucking great things for this sport. I think after this, if he does lose, he'll probably do a Nate DS3, and I think call it quits. Maybe fight Manny Pacquiao, and that's about it. You know, which I don't even know if boxing would even fuck with him on that if he loses another. I mean, because what's the point?
hey, Wood,
You know.
he's
You think
the
so?
biggest.
He's
He's
the
the
biggest
biggest
name,
draw
man.
right now.
I don't know. I listened to, Brendan Schaub's got like fucking 30 shows, and one of them is his Below the Belt, and he talked about that one. And I thought what he said was pretty accurate. I don't think boxing will fuck with him.
He's also got a really. I pretty much agree with as far as like fight projections and
Yeah.
all that shit. The realm of fighting, I have to agree with. He's got such a good perspective.
Dude, I know, and everyone rags on him.
Yeah.
And granted, he even says, I don't get every fight right. Sometimes
Right?
I'm
Yeah, I
biased.
mean,
You know, it's
we're
my
only
show.
human. What the fuck? We're just
Yeah.
sitting here bullshitting about
Or
it.
they gave him shit about the fucking what was a YouTuber Jake Paul fight that he even
And
entertained
he
that.
called that
Who
shit.
gives a fuck?
He
though?
called that
Yeah,
shit.
but who gives a fuck that he entertained it? We all know it's just entertainment.
Well, yeah, at the
You
same
know?
time, but he was in the back sitting there, dick riding hard, telling him that,
What?
Schaub was basically telling Logan Paul that, that Floyd gave him everything that he had, and
I mean, I feel like he did. I mean,
Are you-
I don't know about everything. I mean, as a 40-something year, or how old is he? 40 what?
Brendan?
No, Mayweather.
Oh, he's in his 40s.
Yeah, an old man. I mean,
But they're also
And
going
for-
into that. You also have to realize
But he
that
was, like, training
you're
once
not
a
gonna
week.
win.
who?
Floyd.
Oh, wasn't he?
He's
Yeah, he
he's the
wasn't-
greatest of
Well,
all time.
whose fault is that?
Well,
Yeah,
he's
that's
not
not
the
Jake
greatest
Paul's
of all
fault.
time. Muhammad Ali's the
And
greatest
Jake
of all time.
Paul isn't even a fucking fighter, and he lasted how many rounds was
What?
it? 8 rounds.
I mean, at the
It's
same
okay.
time,
They're like.
I mean,
right
how
there.
do you feel about that?
What?
I thought he was going to get knocked out. I
Who,
was
Jake
surprised.
Paul?
Yeah, and he got rocked
When
once.
when has Mayweather ever been a
Mayweather's not known
knockout
for
artist?
knockout power.
To a guy who's not an actual pro fighter.
That was-
That's
like-
not even an amateur.
that was
That's
Logan.
probably like 40 pounds heavier than him.
That was
matter.
Logan Paul. That was Logan Paul.
yeah,
by the
Logan
way.
Paul.
This dude is
he
a
did get
fucking
knocked out.
professional fighter.
He did get knocked out.
Dude,
Who?
yeah, you seen that
yeah,
shit? Yeah.
Jake Logan Paul.
He got stunned. Or yeah,
Dude,
Logan.
Floyd-
Sorry, I've been saying Jake
No,
the whole
he
time.
got
This is
knocked the
Logan.
fuck
Floyd
out.
held that motherfucker
Sorry.
up,
Thank
dude.
you.
Held him up.
Yeah,
got
I
knocked
seen
the fuck
I seen
out.
the video on that. Yeah.
Floyd could have fucking fired on his ass.
I was more impressed. I knew Floyd can knock this motherfucker out.
I'm still impressed that I wouldn't get in the ring with Mayweather. I'll
Fuck
tell you
no.
that.
Fuck, he's
I'm
one of the
not-
greatest boxers of all
I'm not
time.
gonna. Have you seen that?
He's undefeated.
Have you
like
seen
40 some fights and 0 losses.
Have you seen that boxer that got hit once and is now crippled? Like
It happens.
literally, like can't even like
Vegetable, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
From
happens.
one hit on the, and the supposedly was on the back of the head. I don't know if you guys have seen
And
that.
well,
guy.
there could be some plaster in them gloves too. That's why boxers are so adamant about the integrity of the sport.
Yeah, about not hitting the back of the head, especially
because you have such a rich history. So when people are caught cheating, oh, dude, it's bad. Because now, if you're even allowed back in the ring, you're gonna get fucked up. Because they're gonna purposefully put you with somebody who's gonna fuck you up. Because it's all about preserving the integrity, which is ironic in itself. Because boxing matches
Used
is
to be all
notoriously
fixed and shit.
fixed,
Yeah.
even today. Look at Logan Paul and Mayweather. To the degree is irrelevant. It's fixed. Nobody's getting knocked out. Even though Logan got knocked out, he still was held up,
Yeah.
and they let the fight go on.
Well, we know
any
why.
other fight, that fight would have been stopped, and there would have been a count done. They would have started counting. But also, the opponent in a regular fight isn't going to catch the other guy too.
There was probably a deal made behind the scenes where it's like, go all the rounds and you get this money.
Right.
And Mayweather was probably like, fuck,
Or
come
like
on, bro.
back in the day, they used to go, "Hey, you're going to go down in round 3."
You seen
oh yeah, there's always been
Because
seen
it's
Out of the
mafia shit.
Furnace?
It's mafia shit.
You seen Out of the Furnace with Christian Bale?
Maybe.
Dude,
It's not ringing any bells though.
It's his younger brother was in the Marines, and
Isn't that when Christian Bale was a tweaker? He was
no,
super
that's
skinny.
that's the Machinist.
Dude,
That's a trippy fucking movie too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But no, his younger brother was in the Marines, and he gets out, and he like doesn't have anywhere to go, so he's friends with this guy who owns a bar, and he starts like bare knuckle fighting, and he's like whooping dudes' ass and shit, making money. But he goes to these fucking hillbillies in the sticks. I think he's like in Virginia or somewhere, and like, I don't want to spoil it, but like it gets fucking good because he is a fighter, and he was supposed to throw a fight, and he didn't. And
But Christian Bale isn't like super skinny.
no, I mean,
What movies that were?
The Machinist.
I thought that was like a Jason Statham movie.
No, it's bring the Machinist up.
He's like super. He's like a tweaker, and he's like training his brother, and he's like
No, that's the fighter.
the fighter. That's the
Yeah.
movie I'm talking about.
Christian
That's a good
Bale is a
fucking
tweaker in that.
Yeah, that's a good fucking movie.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
Which was the one with Tom Hardy and he was fighting his brother?
Warrior.
Warrior. Okay. There's
Warrior.
so many fucking
Dude,
movies.
such a
about
good
this
movie.
shit.
Tom Hardy fan.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
what's
not-
the one with
Tom
Paul
Hardy is
Blart
the
in it?
shit.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But it's a little unrealistic. Definitely a movie. But
Oh, what is that?
Here
remember,
comes the boom.
remember towards the end, he just walks in the ring for 30 seconds and knocks everybody out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, definitely a movie.
Tom Hardy ain't that bad. Come
Yeah,
on.
but he
oh,
was
I'm not
jacked
talking
in
about
that
that. I'm
movie,
talking about like
though.
an actual fight.
he was.
Tom Hardy's
I thought he was
my
more
fucking
jacked
guy,
as
bro.
Bane.
Oh yeah, he was
Yeah, he
huge
was.
as
But
Bane.
he's
No,
short. He's a short
he
guy,
was-
right?
Yeah, he's like 5'10", probably like my height. Yeah,
See,
our height.
to me,
Man.
you'd have to have like he did a good job as Bane, but Bane's gonna have to be like
A lot of actors are short.
Why did they give him that voice in Bane?
I don't know.
Because he had that mask.
But why? Why did?
I think in the cartoons he had that voice.
No,
Did
he
he?
just had
Yeah.
a mask. I don't know if he had that voice, but he did have a breathing
The
mask.
5% nutrition guy.
Rich pianist?
Rich
no,
piano?
got the tattoos. He's bald, giant motherfucker.
He's tall as fuck.
Yeah. What's his name?
And-
He should have been Bane.
Should have
He
been a
should've
big
He
Bane,
would have
yeah.
made a good fucking Bane.
Yeah, but can he act though?
doesn't
Probably
matter.
not.
Yeah,
You're Bane. You
You're
got
not
a
Tom
mask on.
Hardy. Tom Hardy in Lawless.
Oh, that's
Oh,
my
hey,
shit.
Tom Hardy.
My man's
Top
killed
5
that
movies.
shit.
Oh my God.
There's
Dude.
two dudes I got dude crushes on: Brad Pitt, Tom Hardy.
Brad Pitt.
Okay,
What kind
hear
of
me
Brad
out.
Pitt we talking about?
We're talking Fight Club Brad Pitt.
Fight Club.
Dude, that's a handsome ass man.
Hey,
That's
yeah,
a handsome
Yeah, he
ass
is a
Leo?
handsome man. I give him that.
Leo.
There's another one.
You said
Boy.
Leo.
Fucking killer
Oh,
too.
Leonardo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Boy, killer.
Yeah.
Man, what were we supposed
Ryan Gosling.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
that's
That's
my
good.
fucking
And
Driver?
Gangster Squad.
Driver?
to? Driver. That's
Driver. Yeah. Driver
Driver?
was a good one.
I
yeah.
love that movie.
What about in Place
No, it's
Beyond
not
the
Driver.
Pines?
It's Drive.
You seen that?
Drive?
Drive.
You guys ain't seen that shit?
Is
That's
that
one of
that
my
new-
favorite movies.
What is it?
Place Beyond the Pines with Ryan
No.
Gosling.
Is that
Bro,
that
that
new?
sounds like a chick flick.
He's like he's a dirt bike rider, and he goes around in this like fair, and he goes in those balls and does
Carney. He's like a carny, right?
Yeah, and then he meets this guy who was like, I used to be able to ride like you, and he was like, I rob banks, so he starts
Oh,
robbing
I think
banks.
I have seen that movie. Yeah.
I haven't seen
He
it.
has,
Dude,
he has the tattoos and all that.
Yeah, on his face and shit, dude.
Ryan Gosling's actually in a new
Eva
a new
Mendes?
TV show.
Oh, yeah.
in that movie.
That's my girl.
Ooh, Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes Training Day.
Training Day.
Remember when you were little and you seen that movie and you were like, she was just naked on that
Boobies.
bed?
Bro.
You were like, oh my God. That was back when the fucking bush was in.
King Kong ain't got
Hey,
shit.
Yeah, she had the
on
bush.
me.
If that
or no,
bush
maybe it was a
cases
landing
on all
strip.
you
The landing
bitches.
strip was in back
Cases
then.
on
I
all
don't-
you bitches.
I don't give a fuck. If it's attached to her,
No,
I
I'm actually-
wants it.
I'm actually good with that. That doesn't bother me. You guys like it
No,
fucking
I don't give a shit. It don't
What?
matter to me. Bro.
clean shaven? It's never bothered me.
Like them not being clean shaven.
No, like I know nowadays everybody's like basically clean shaven, but back in the day, you know,
when
everyone
you
had the
fir-
landing
like the
strip.
first 10 times you're
Oh,
fucking
dude,
a chick.
I'm all
Yeah.
about
After
that
that,
landing strip.
Yeah, I
bro.
don't mind a landing strip.
Give me a little
don't matter.
design in there. You know what I
Don't
mean?
matter.
I mean, yeah,
as
same
long
way.
as, as long as the
Arrowhead.
bikini line is
Oh, you
cleaned
mean
up,
it's not
that's-
reaching out to her thighs?
Right, yeah. When she takes off her underwear, I don't want it to be
Nah,
like
bro.
That's,
it's-
that's a lazy
'cause it
bitch.
is.
I
bro.
want that shit to be
Yeah.
a pillow when I'm just.
Oh,
I can
shit.
rest my head on.
as thick as your beard.
Yeah, I'm about to say you want her beard to be on her vagina.
There we fucking go. That's
There
what
we
I'm talking
go,
about, boys.
baby.
We're supposed to talk about
That
something
boy
today, right?
got some issues.
Oh shit, guys!
Yeah, we're supposed to talk about our weekend.
Marconi Murders.
Oh.
We're not talking about no fucking weekends here. We ain't got nothing exciting.
Fuck.
What? Last weekend was 4th of July, right? Was it
Yeah.
last weekend?
Yeah, you
Yep.
start
Yeah.
north.
We just set shit off, and I had to be the bad
My
guy.
4th of July was pretty good.
Yeah, what
Hell
you
yeah.
end up doing?
There's always that one person in your family though that just brings fucking drama. I hate that shit.
You're
No.
I'm not saying either, but yeah, you right.
Yeah. There's always somebody. You're a fucking asshole, bro.
Gabe tells me everything.
Nah, dude, I'm not gonna bring up her fucking name. I love her to death.
Yeah, I
but
don't-
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
I
Avery
love
went
her
to
to
set
death,
off.
too.
You would think after a while you would just fucking learn and listen to people. You know what's funny is that whenever I try to tell somebody the truth, and I'm never seeking selfish intentions when I give someone advice, I usually tell them like, dude, you're being fucking retarded. Like, just fucking think about what you're doing right now. Because I've done a lot of retarded shit. I know. And I know it's hard in the moment to realize what you're doing, but you would think after maybe like a couple months of you thinking about it and going, damn, this is dumb shit. I probably shouldn't be doing it. But instead, when I try to tell somebody my input, they're like, "Oh, we don't want to hear you because you're too not filtered or non-filtered, and
Or
like, we already know what you're gonna say."
they
It's
have
like
this
so you just want to listen to people that are gonna fucking just agree with you.
Yes, people. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were we
Or
talking
there's-
about earlier?
Or there's people that do tell like that'll try to give them advice, but it's always in a real sweet way. And I feel like sometimes people need to hear it cut and dry. Like, bro, you're fucking dumb. I've been told that many times.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
fucking dumb. And yeah, right away you don't go, oh, okay, I'm going to change. No, but after a while you sitting about it like, damn, hold on.
Medicine.
I just did this again. And someone told me I was fucking dumb when I did this.
Medicine doesn't always taste good.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they have the perception that you're better than them.
Yeah.
And that's why you're trying to give them this advice.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like,
No, bitch, I got it from experience.
it's like, bro, no, I've done a lot of drugs.
I fucked up a
I'm
lot.
telling you, don't do it.
Do not want to smoke crack.
People do people shit, and that just so happens to be the
Cocaine's a hell of
dumbest
a
shit
drug.
sometimes. It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, so that was pretty much it. Actually, I had a good time though. I went to my aunt's house or my cousin's house, and she has like a pool in her backyard. It's pretty dope.
Nice.
In-ground pool, fucking
It's
dope
awesome.
as fuck. I can't imagine how much that costs. But she actually listens to the podcast. So if you're listening, Tiffany, what's up?
What's
and
up,
Jesse,
Tiff?
what up?
And Jess, it's great to meet you.
Yeah.
I watched Justin's oldest almost shoot missiles at the neighbor's house.
Huh?
Really?
Oh yeah, totally.
Jesus Christ! Oh, you guys shot off fireworks over
Saturn
here?
missiles.
The doof, 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 doof.
Oh,
She went to light it, and that bitch was on its side.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
man. Come up, grab it, and flip it
No.
the very last second.
No, we thought it was upside down.
No, totally towards the neighbor's house.
Was it? Oh.
Totally.
So
Totally.
So David's sister
that's how fire
runs
started.
out there real quick and flips it up. Right? I thought it was upside down. We thought she had it upside
Oh,
down, but
yep.
it was actually right. She had it right side up.
Mm-hmm. On its side. And
I wasn't really into it this year, man. I got a bunch of stuff for the kids. Usually I get a lot of big shit, but I don't know. I'm just kind of like, maybe the older I'm getting, the more I just don't give a fuck. That
Also
and I,
blown a lot of shit up.
well, that and
my
I start
day.
to see the meaning behind it.
We used to get illegal shit all the
behind
time.
the fourth, and it just like once you start diving into all this shit, our holidays just seem like a bunch of bullshit, dude.
Yeah, it's
You
just
know?
well, we
everything
didn't
from
even,
the 4th of July to Christmas, Easter.
our independence wasn't even
Thanksgiving,
gained
it's all
on
fucking-
July 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like,
it's just It's just a bunch of bullshit.
Did we ever get really independence?
Maybe for a little bit.
No, I just that video I shared. I'll share it to the group, but he talks about that how they had to send out like the National Guard or whoever that the first like kind of federal military type thing was.
Yeah.
They had to send it out to disperse revolutionary groups even after we gained our independence from Great Britain. That there was already insurrection within 10 years because of all the taxes. The soldiers never got paid, but the Fed was saying that they were already behind on their taxes, but they've been fighting a war they hadn't got paid for. So then revolutionary groups started sprouting up in the colonies, and they had to go and fight. There was another war that nobody even talks about going on after the Revolutionary War. Within ourselves.
Man. It's messed up.
There's a letter that Thomas Jefferson had sent, because Thomas Jefferson was probably the last. He was a piece of shit just like the rest of them, but he was the last. He was just more on the right track. But obviously people back in those days, you can't sit here and say that you want freedom and liberty for all while you got slaves.
Right.
And
he was
you know what I'm
Jesuit,
saying?
I believe.
Yeah, he was addicted to cocaine.
They were all addicted to
They
something,
were all
bro.
fucking blowed out
They
of
were
their heads.
all doing some blow.
But in a letter
syphilis.
to somebody, he had written, in a span of 10 years, we've already imposed more taxes on our people than the crown was imposing. So it was a letter like, what the fuck good did we do? We just got a bunch of people killed and racked up all kinds of debt to the Rothschilds. That's where America's origin begins right there, is we were already in debt to the banking cartels that have been around for at least 1,000 years.
Yep.
Anyways, we're supposed to be talking about the Marconi murders, right?
I don't know, but we're getting back to this.
Oh.
My prediction for that is Dustin does look a little looks like the weight cut is getting to him a little bit.
Yeah.
But Dustin, man, I think he's the best. I think he's the best. He's the better fighter, mixed martial arts wise, where Connor might be the better boxer.
Connor looks a little more fluid in this camp.
He
looked a little more stationary on his last, because he was, into boxing so hard. But he does look a little more
that
fluid.
$1 million strut, boy. That's that Vince McMahon.
No,
strut.
his training, whipping his arms around and
yeah.
training. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
I also think Dustin's probably going to end up hitting him with those calf kicks and end up taking him down. To be honest,
yeah?
I think he'll just strangle him this time. That's honestly my prediction. Because Connor was sitting there saying something about, first one to shoot's a dusty pussy, and
It's a weasel.
All kinds of shit, and
Yeah, he's a stand-up.
he's in
But that's also Connor trying to bully him into
Not doing
his
it.
game.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
right. If you make him think he's a
Poirier-
bitch, then you can stand and
Poirier
bang.
took him down the second fight, and he stood right back up.
But
Yep.
he's seasoned enough
It was those
fighter
calf
to not
kicks.
to know what Connor's doing, though.
Connor has pretty good takedown defense. Though.
Yeah.
Against Khabib, he showed pretty good. Yeah.
But also look at what happened to Ben Askren. That can happen too.
Yeah, shoot and they get kneed in the
Right.
face.
I know.
fast as
I know
KO.
you're gonna shoot on me because if you stand up, we're gonna bang and you're gonna
What
get
was
knocked
crazy
out.
is he practiced that back in the fucking the
Masvidal?
locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Connor practiced the Jose Aldo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He practiced that.
But that's
So Connor's a time traveler.
well, no,
That's the conspiracy.
because that's what Connor has though. He has the check right hook, and then he has that step back, boom, fire with the left.
Count.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how he stuns.
Yeah, he's got a
lot of
piston for a
people.
left hand, dude.
I think
It's a
Dustin
double barrel shotgun.
might fake him with
That was
that
actually a
takedown.
pretty good Irish accent.
over the top right hand. I mean,
Oh,
he
yeah.
knocked him out last time.
This is live right now. They're fucking. What's his name's there? Daniel Cormier.
DC, yeah.
For the weigh-ins tonight.
Is
DC's
Joe gonna
had
be
someone-
on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
You
was.
already
in-
know
it's
he's
in
gonna
Well, he
Vegas.
wasn't there the second fight. He wasn't on there. It was
He wasn't.
No, it was in
No.
Abu Dhabi.
It was DC.
Oh yeah, it was. He doesn't travel. Yeah,
Yeah.
he says he doesn't travel for fights
overseas, like
Yeah.
Fight
No.
Island.
Yeah, he doesn't do that anymore.
Nope. But yeah, he'll be there.
Yeah, because this one is
today
in
and tomorrow.
Houston.
the
I
weigh-ins
think so.
and
Yeah.
what?
Is it in Houston?
I already
thought it
said
was in
Vegas, you
Vegas.
fat bitch.
No,
Listen to me.
is it?
Yeah, it's in
Fuck
Vegas.
you, motherfucker. It's in Vegas. Shut your fucking mouth.
T-Mobile Arena? Is that
In
Vegas?
Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's Vegas? All right.
Fucking
David?
prick.
Hey, calm down,
I already said
buddy.
that 3 times.
Calm down, buddy.
Motherfucker don't listen to shit.
About to
You
have a
have
fucking
headphones
UFC
on.
fight in here.
Austin doesn't have headphones on.
Austin,
I'll choke the dog shit out you.
They're
Get in my
too
range and see
squeaky.
what happens to you.
Hey,
There's
Get in
Max,
my
there's
fucking
Max
range and see
Holloway
what
right
happens to
there,
you.
dude. He's a
getting all
beast, too.
butthurt about it.
Yeah, he is fucking, man. The
Would you
blessed.
stop
is-
giving my boy shit about his squeaky ass headphones? He's got to
They're
wear
loud.
them in. He's got to wear them in.
Hey, I bet you if we hop in a game of Warzone, I'll hear some motherfuckers before you
Fuck yeah, you will.
I have
dog.
Astros.
with those Astros.
I have Astros.
Got
Yeah, we've all
A40s.
seen you play.
820s.
Yeah.
Uh,
Austin would smoke your ass.
you're a good
Come at me,
testament
bro.
of
I haven't turned on
Send
my
me-
PC in
send
so
me,
long.
Yeah, send me a fucking...
You need to set that
request.
shit up. We need to get quads going.
That's my dude right there, Max Holloway. He's a bad motherfucker.
hell yeah, the blessed is the best, my guy. Max Holloway,
Is that the Wonder Boy right there?
He got a...
Stephen
No.
Thompson.
He had the most punches
dude.
landed.
That is Stephen
Yeah.
Thompson?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, most punches landed
in a fight.
in a fight. Him and Dustin went at it, man. What a fucking war! One of the
Yeah, I
best
remember
fights
that
ever.
fight.
I honestly think Max
Look
won
at that
that.
tattoo. That was from Connor's last night. The last
Oh
fight.
yeah, it is.
How much of a hater do you have to be to
Dude,
get that
you're
tattooed
fucking
on your
dirty,
fucking
bro.
body?
Yeah.
Dude, he did get slept, though.
There's a picture of Connor just knocked out from the last Poirier fight, and someone got a tattooed on their calf.
That's
And
illegal.
hold on, and let's put this dude's name out. UFC shit posting is the fucking Facebook page.
I'm going to go like that
Is that
right
a calf or is that a fucking a little arm? Like, what is that? That's the smallest calf I've ever seen in my life. That dude has
wouldn't-
never lifted a weight.
I wouldn't
not
get
one
that
time.
tattooed on my
Yeah.
arm.
That almost looks like Justin's legs.
That's definitely a calf.
I don't walk, and my legs are bigger than yours.
was
Yikes!
funny.
Fucking scary. Hey, leg day. Every
Yeah, but look at his
other
arms
day?
and chest though.
Oh,
Juicy as a motherfucker.
bro. Hey, do you ever think we can get Wes Watson on here?
No.
If you want me to,
God, I wish, man. I love his prison stories.
I bet you do.
What's he always say? Shoot that shit, bro.
Oop that shit.
Hoop that shit.
Oop that shit.
Yeah, hoop that shit.
Fresh outs
If you don't want to go to if you don't want to hoop shit in your ass,
That's what the big
you
hurt,
better
right?
not go to prison.
Yeah. Dude,
Like getting
that's
your
the
wig
other-
split.
Yeah. Splitting wigs.
Getting your cheeks clapped.
getting them cheeks clapped, boy. Clapping them
cheeks.
Dude, you know, he was a porn star.
Was he?
I
Before
didn't
or
know.
after?
I think it was after. I can't remember.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I mean, he
yeah.
probably had a hard time finding a job. That's the one fucked up thing about the
He's a big ass black dude.
who?
Big Hurt.
Oh, you're talking about Big Hurt? Yeah, that's
we're
what that.
We're talking about Fresh Out is another really good prison stories podcast.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard of that, to be honest with you.
Dude, it's so entertaining. I don't know. It's
I'm
Send
thinking
that-
of two different
send that
guys.
to
Are you
me.
talking about the guy that is laying, like, sitting on the edge of the bed with his
No,
dick
that's
out?
not
Who's
him.
that guy?
I
You
have
know
no
he died?
idea. No.
Yeah, he did die.
Yeah, he died.
Looks
Apparently
like
his
Bob
wife
Sapp.
like gets like real, like she's like upset about all the picture and shit.
I mean, I could see.
Because it reminds her that her husband was nailing all kinds
Yeah.
of bitches.
was he a? I think it was just a photo shoot. I don't think he was a porn star. Maybe he was. I don't know. There was a documentary.
I mean,
on
just
it.
a big old fucking veiny triumphant bastard.
Dude, he had.
You
a
seen
fucking
how
hog on
big
him.
that
Just a
fucking blurred out
fucking
image
hog.
was? They blurred out pretty much everything to the ground.
Yeah.
God. I don't know, man. I have a friend, I have a buddy of mine. That thing's got a kink in it, but that thing's, dude, it is like baby's arm holding an apple.
Really?
got a
Dude,
kink
it
in
is huge. Dude, it has a kink in it. But that,
Like it leans. Like it's.
no, it's got a kink in it, bro.
What's a kink? What is
like
that?
a
That
bend.
Oh yeah. So yes, I'm saying it's got a little.
Not a little one though.
Oh, it's a big
It
one.
don't. You
Oh.
don't all about the angle,
Like
the
it's
dangle.
broke.
And that
Like
guy.
he
Oh,
broke
okay.
it or something.
I don't know. If
Oh,
he
dude, I
broke
used
it,
to
but-
work with a guy that broke his dick. He broke a blood vessel in his dick. I used to work with this guy at a restaurant I used to work at. He came in. He's like, dude. He's like, I broke my dick. It's all black. You want to see it? And I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to see it.
I thought he was about to say, "Fuck yeah!"
No, no. Well, I mean, I don't want to see it live. I was like, show me a picture. Yeah, it was all black, bro. It was all black. Hey, bro, I'm not that fucking gay, all right? What the fuck? Drop your pants right here at work. Let me see that shit. No.
I mean, I've done this, but what were you saying about it?
I'm just a little semi, show me a picture of
Just-
it, dog.
yeah, hey,
Take
you know what I
can
mean?
you screenshot that and send that over to me?
Hey, you ever had the goat before?
No, but hold on,
What
let me
about
finish
the
my
brain?
story. So it was black, and do you want to know how he did it? I guess this bitch was riding him, and all of a
That's how it always
sudden,
happens.
she fucking leaned back too far. She had some type of death grip. She must be doing Pilates or something, man, because she had the fucking death grip on him. And it
Her
bent-
vagina?
her vagina, and it somehow bent. She laid back, it bent and broke a blood vessel in his dick. It turned black.
I'm glad I ain't got to worry about that kind of shit. I have a dick. I don't have a cock. There are cocks and dicks.
What's the difference?
Cocks are the penis. Like David Tell has the best joke about this. He's like, I've got a dick. Cocks aren't the penis of your dreams; or the cocks of your nightmares.
It's like that.
So like
pop
cocks
can.
are monstrosities. Dicks are just I just have a dick.
Yeah,
I have like a
dick.
normal dick.
How big is it?
My dick?
Yeah.
I don't know.
About
You want
that
to see
big.
You
it?
never measured your
You wanna
dick?
see it? No, not since before I hit puberty.
Oh, I'm a good solid 6.
Solid 6.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know
a
what I mean?
solid 6.
I hear it's
That's
all
like
about the
this big,
stretching.
right?
No, it's like this.
I do that. Like
What's
every
what's
other-
average? Hold on, what's average?
I don't
I want
know,
to see what I'm
but
working
probably
with.
like
I might
5.
have just fucked myself over. I might
Please
be
be
getting
average.
some
You're-
DMs going.
That's
You're a
definitely-
fucking small
That's
ass
definitely
dick.
above average.
Are we all about to measure?
No, it's not.
I guarantee you, average is like 5, 5.5,
I don't know.
maybe even 4.5, bro.
Do you mind grabbing the ruler?
No, I used a Taylor's measuring tape.
No.
Yeah. 5'1" and 5'5".
Okay, so I'm
Sweet.
half inch over.
Nice.
Damn, I'm like
All right.
freaking 4 inches
I'll measure it
below
for you.
average.
Pull that guy out. I'll measure it for you. Pull that guy out right now. We'll see. I'll tell you guys if he's lying.
If
I
I
don't
get
give a fuck.
hard right now in front
don't
of all
give a
you
fuck. I'll
guys,
tell you guys
there
right
might be
now.
a.
Bro, you act
I
like
might
you're
be
not
lying
hard
to
right
you about
now.
my straightness.
Sitting across from me, you know he's hard.
You know he's flaccid.
I tuck it into my belt.
Does it reach it?
What do they call that? Can you look that up?
What?
There's a name for it.
What?
I recently just found it when you tuck it in the belt.
Isn't
like
that how
tuck-
you?
it's-
Isn't that how you're
Wasn't
supposed
it
to
on
hide?
Superbad?
Yeah, but it's like I think it's called like the Texas belt loop or some shit like that. Look it up, bro. I'm
The
serious.
Texas belt loop. There is a Texas one called the Texas Chili Bowl. I think it is.
What
Hold
is
on, let me look that up.
Oh,
I remember somebody telling me about it.
You say
Hold on.
rolling brown
peen
out?
though first.
Hold on.
Dirty Sanchez?
What do you?
When you tuck your
hiding
wiener in your belt.
penis in belt.
Man,
Dutch
why are we
rotor?
talking about dicks again? Can you stop bringing up dicks, Gabe?
Oh, the belt tuck.
I thought it was something funnier.
We
but maybe
can
I'm
come up
tripping.
with something funnier than that later. Not on
A
today's
method
show.
of penis stealth in which the man flips his boner up underneath his belt.
penis stealth.
Penis stealth, dude. Wow, that's fucking hilarious. Hey, Justin, put on your penis stealth.
He already on. Let me see it.
I usually don't even have to
You're
fucking
gonna act
worry
like
about
you
that
haven't
shit.
seen my dick.
You know what I
before.
mean?
Nobody can even see
Remember
it
that
anyways.
shit in like middle school when you just got uncontrollable boners
Dude.
and you wore sweatpants that day?
Dude, I was.
Call those NARBs.
I
I
had to.
fucking hated that.
No
in the bell
apparent
rings, you
reason
gotta go to your
boners.
next class.
I was in weights, and I had to go up to the front office for something. And I'm walking down the hall. I'm still in all my gym shit. Walking down the hall, and this kid's coming at me, but I just like. I was starting to get one of them random fucking ragers,
narb?
and I flipped it up in my waistband. Well, I had my shirt up, so this kid just walked out of a classroom and just straight up saw my dick.
Saw the
'Cause I'm
mushroom
flipping
tip,
it up.
bro.
Yeah. Just random boner story for you. Now we can stop talking about it.
Dude, there was this one kid I remember in middle school. He was fucking.
He just keeps
flashed
bringing us
some
in.
He was a weirdo, bro.
I didn't mean
bro,
to.
I was
I
on my
didn't mean to.
computer, dude, and I remember it was this one guy. I can't remember his fucking name, but he fucking looked over at me. He was like, "Gabe, look," and he was just making his fucking boner hop up and down. He had sweatpants on. I was like, "What the fuck, bro? We're probably like in 5th grade or 6th grade. Fucking, I wonder what happened
Bro,
to that
sounds
guy."
gay as hell.
Yeah, it was gay as hell.
I had this dude one time. He was flipping his penis up and down in his pants. I looked over and Gabe was like, winked at me. It's messed up.
That was
What?
when you guys were on the roof, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, the definition on the Urban Dictionary of the Texas Chili Bowl with 2 L's is a cruel and inexplicably twisted method of torture or violence of sexual nature. It is performed with the following elements: Tabasco sauce, a telephone, and the anus. I don't know what the telephone is. That to record it?
What do you do with the telephone?
I don't know. This method is thought to have originated from Texas due to the food used.
It's only Tabasco sauce.
Doesn't even say what it does.
I don't even.
How do you
That's-
achieve this?
And
Did you bring this up?
I lubed up the phone with Tabasco sauce and placed it in John's anus. Me and the boys called it the Texas Chili Bowl.
That's so gay.
That's from Oh Baby
You would
22.
know that shit. You would be the one to say some bullshit.
I didn't know
like
there
that.
was a phone involved. Nah,
You didn't even know what it was?
Bringing this up.
You
Fuck.
want to know what a Z job is?
No, I don't. Let's just move
Well,
on.
if you can't, you don't
All
know
right,
what it is,
so
you can't, afford it. Dude, I have like I said, I have quite a few nurse friends. And one time somebody came in with a trailer hitch stuck in there.
Oh.
Hitch or logging chain?
The
The
hook.
hook. Yeah.
Oh, the hook.
Like a logging chain.
And this
with
was
the
a
hook.
man?
Yeah. With a hook
The
in his ass.
hook.
She said whenever they picked him up to put him on
was
the cart.
ball not good enough for him? He had
No,
to go for the hook?
it wasn't a hitch. It was a logging chain.
Oh, okay.
Like chain.
That
chain
you-
with a big ass hook on
And
it
he got it stuck.
in his ass.
How do you get it stuck? Just take it out.
It's a giant hook. A giant hook.
That flipped
That is
into your
literally
ass.
bigger than this. It's bigger than how my hand and arm is.
How are you gonna?
Did he die?
No, they had to surgically remove
Because
it.
Did
there's
he
people that.
die?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Mr. Hands? The guy who fucked a horse?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, he got fucked to death. Him and his boys, Larry and the boys, were out there in this fucking barn fucking horses all night. Well, this fucking guy, I don't know what we're just call him,
Fucked by a
Steve.
horse.
He fucking went back out and decided, hey, I'm gonna fuck this horse by myself. I want him all to myself. Well, gets fucking fucked by this horse, ends up dying, internal bleeding.
Good.
You're a horse fucker.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
But yeah, she said whenever they picked
That's
this guy up
terrifying.
with the logging chain and hook in his ass,
yeah,
they picked him up to set him on the table. Chink. It was still hanging out of his ass when he got to the hospital.
did he have to sit in
was-
the car? Did he lay down?
Yeah, they said
Ugh.
he was sitting in the hospital, the waiting room for like almost an hour
Oh my
with
god!
with this giant hook in his ass.
And what were people saying in the waiting room?
They had no idea. Nobody knew any. It
I hope
was
this was like 3 a.m.
I
There's
would
got to be
assume
some late night shit. That can't be a 8 a.m. type thing. Dude.
My
there's some
question is-
motherfuckers out there like that.
what did you start with, and how did it get started to where you ended at a fucking logging chain?
Well,
Hot take.
jar squatter.
The cucumber wasn't good enough, I guess.
He cheated on his old lady, and his old lady drugged him and shoved that motherfucker up there while he was sleeping.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't even think there'd be a female out there that cruel. That
She
sounds
was
like
there.
some personal.
She
he
was
wanted
there.
that. Oh, she helped him.
She helped him. She helped him.
And you know this guy.
Well, maybe she was there so he didn't say anything. Maybe she had a hold of the other end of the chain.
God
And every time he looked like he was
Oh, she
gonna rat,
rattled the
evil
chain.
fucking
just
Ugh.
give it a little tug.
Damn.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah!
God.
Could you imagine?
Are they still
Ma-
together to this
ma-
day?
Alrighty then.
Maybe-
I'm ready to switch subjects.
Maybe just the weight of the hook. Maybe you could see it through his taint, like it poking down.
This
on
is
his
probably a
taint.
new sex toy right now. Not as Cirillas right
Dude,
now.
they've got some dildos out there that are weird,
Yeah. Alien looking.
alien looking
Yeah.
ones. Did you see the Trump and Biden dildos?
These are all ones he's
What? They're
purchased.
one is on each end.
I've seen that one, but they also sell them separately.
They have a Biden dildo.
They got a Trump dildo. I'm sure there's everything. There's a dildo.
Is the Trump one orange?
Yeah, of course. Anyways,
All right. Yeah.
can
my
we
bad.
fucking talk about the Marconi murders
All right. Yeah. That's what we're getting into today.
or suicides?
Yeah,
Give us a little-
I looked up Star Wars murders, and I just kept seeing videos of Anakin killing little kids.
Yeah, that's
I don't
'cause-
know if I was looking at the wrong shit or what.
That's because they're referred to the Marconi murders.
I was just
The
bullshitting.
Star Wars
They were
is
killing little kids. What is that? Sorry.
no, it's the movies.
Oh,
Anakin?
Okay.
There's a
I'm
joke.
not a Star
Haha.
Wars fan. I've never been. I've seen him a long time ago.
But
Give us a brief.
the Star Wars
like a
is
little-
is a U.S. and Allied joint effort for the SDI system, which is a strategic defense initiative, and it was called Project Star Wars, but what it was satellites that can shoot nuclear weapons and intercept nuclear weapons and destroy them before they got to Allied countries, and that was what was the driving force behind Reagan and Russia after the Cold War. That's kind of what. That's really the only reason why Reagan was talking to him. I can't remember his fucking name.
What was
that? It right there?
Reagan was talking to who?
Oh no, that's about the murders. Whoever the leader of Russia was at the time. But yeah, that's all that was, and the Marconi murders are suicides, because there are some that are extremely strange.
It was 25 scientists
25 scientists
committed suicide that worked for the same.
No, not the same. Some of them worked for. The only thing they had in common was that they were all scientists and engineers that worked for companies that did work for the SDI, Strategic Defense Initiative, Project Star Wars.
And it was a British defense company, right?
Yeah, that was worth billions of dollars. After all this shit started going on, they basically the company was worthless and they had to
went
sell.
bankrupt. Yeah,
And then they sold to another company that was open, one of the biggest companies that was doing work for the SDI program. Project Star Wars, whatever you want to call it. That's what we called it, was Project Star Wars.
And so why do they think that there was a lot of fishy shit going on with these suicides? What were some of the reasons?
Everything that I could find out, they never really found out what the scientists knew, because all this shit was top secret. But they never really knew what they had gotten a hold of that would make them.
But what was weird about their suicides?
Well, for instance, one guy tied a rope to a tree, got back in the car, and then just kept driving, sped away.
Yeah, decapitated him.
Decapitated him. Another one.
And what'd they find next to his car?
The family, when they went to go get the car, they found a metal rod in the driver's side floorboard.
Yep.
The first guy who died had a brand new Range Rover, and whenever they found the car, he drove off a cliff, and due to automotive failure, they found shitty tires on it that the belts were showing.
Yeah, they said that he would keep
On
his
a brand,
tires in
on a
pristine,
brand new. It was a brand new Range Rover.
pristine
at the time.
condition.
This happened in the 80s.
They tried to blame that he was drunk, and everyone said at the party he was at that he
Right.
wasn't.
Right.
I think they actually have video of the tires that were on the Range Rover.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
this shit is evidence.
Yeah. There was a bunch of them that were died by carbon monoxide.
That they don't know how he was able to wedge himself between the car and
Yeah.
the garage door, because
Yeah.
the garage door was locked.
Yeah.
So it's not like somebody had shut it afterwards.
Another weird one that I think there was a scientist that went to, I believe, South Africa. And I think he had told his family that he was fearing for his life. And then I think he jumped off a bridge down there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was two guys that electrocuted themselves to death. One of them
Almost similarly, too.
right. One of them, they were both hooked up to the main breaker box in their house.
Well, no, an
Well,
outlet.
They were.
An outlet.
They were one of them. The guy who put. Okay.
He was out in the back doing some gardening shit or something, and then went into his little shed.
That
to
was
take
the
a
guy
break
who put the wires on his
himself.
chest.
Yeah.
There's another guy.
And plugged it into an outlet.
There was another guy who attached the wires to his fillings in his teeth
Yeah,
and
the
hooked
metal.
himself
Yeah.
up to the main breaker box. Well, that's what they say. He was next to the main breaker.
And the funny thing is, too, a lot of these scientists were actually quitting their job and
Yeah.
moving on to work for other organizations. That's a little fishy. Not to mention, they've already admitted the U.S. and Russia have gone out to take out certain scientists that they feel could be a threat or a leak to information. So,
Two scientists. Okay, the guy with the Range Rover that drove off the cliff was Richard Pugh. And that was in 1987, is when this cluster of, in air quotes, suicides was going on.
yeah.
Do you want to say something?
Well, actually, that was not. Because it started in 81, right?
Yeah, I
is
thought
when
it
they
was early 80s.
80
It went on from
90.
a pretty long time span.
This was the cluster of these ones here, actually. Sorry, one sec.
And there was another guy who was found with his pants down, and he had like a small wound in his like
Yeah, I've seen that.
ass or something, back maybe.
Yeah.
It was like very small.
The murders happened between 1982 and 1990.
Okay, there we go. So the 87 to 88 cluster started with Richard Pugh.
And a lot of these dudes were carbon dioxide poisoning.
Yeah.
Richard Pugh, he was a computer expert, computer engineer, and consultant to the MOD. Ministry of Defense is what MOD stands for, by the way. Pugh's body was found in his flat, his feet bound, a plastic bag on his head, and a thick rope coiled around his body. The coroner's verdict was it was an accident due to sexual misadventure.
Yeah, I seen that. And
Now-
he was like gagged and tied up
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah. Could happen.
There was a podcast that we listened to when we were learning about this, that they were referencing an interview with an ex-CIA spy, and he said that this was a common way to discredit somebody is by making their, in air quotes, suicide make it look like an air quotes sexual misadventure. You know, people choking themselves to death while they're trying to get off.
Yeah.
And that is the easiest way to discredit and have people turn away from it, because if they think it's sexual in nature, they're not going to look
They
into
don't pay
it.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like taboo, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that guy, what did you say his name was? The guy that drove off a cliff? Because I'm seeing his name was Dr. Keith Bowden.
Yeah, I thought that was it.
He's
I
a
just kept
senior
reading.
computer scientist. They said one night after attending a social function in London, Bowden drove his car across a dual carriageway and plunged off a bridge down an embankment and into an abandoned rail yard. He died instantly. But the police said Bowden was drunk and was driving too fast, but his wife and solicitor believed otherwise. Friends who were with Biden that night denied he had been drinking. Bowden's solicitor hired an accident investigator to examine the wreck. Somebody had swapped the normally pristine tires on Bowden's Rover with a set that was worn and old. 3 years later, radar designer Roger Hill killed himself with a shotgun at his home. Later that year, Jonathan Wash died after plunging from a hotel window. The coroner returned an open verdict.
John Britton was a scientist.
Yeah.
And David Skeels, who was an engineer at Marconi, they both died from carbon monoxide poisoning, but Skeels was found in his car with a hose pipe attached to the exhaust.
Yeah.
John Britton was the one that was wedged between the door and the tailpipe, and that's how he supposedly died, was just carbon monoxide.
This guy right here is the guy that Austin was talking about, Vamad Dahibai. He was 24. He jumped off the Clifton Suspension Bridge in Bristol in August 1986. He had been working at Marconi on computer control systems for Stingray torpedoes. Another open verdict was returned. He was found with his pants around his ankles and a needle-sized puncture wound on his buttocks. The Bristol coroner was concerned by this. It was a mystery then and remains a mystery now. Or you think it was drugged?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably more than
Throw it
drugs.
off.
All it takes is an overdose on potassium will cause somebody to go into cardiac arrest.
Yeah. Perhaps the most disturbing of all deaths occurred 2 months later. Arshad Sharif, 26, another computer scientist who worked on satellite guidance systems at Marconi, died in the oddest circumstance imaginable. Sharif also traveled to Bristol, tied one end of the, what does that say? Ligature? How do you say that? God.
Yep, ligature.
To his neck, the other end to a tree, then jammed his foot in the accelerator of his car and decapitated himself. That was the one we talked about first. The day before his death, Sharif had been acting oddly and was seen paying for accommodation in a room house with a bundle of high-denomination banknotes. A relative summoned to identify the body noticed something suspicious about his car. After it appeared to be a metal rod was laying on the floor of the car next to the accelerator. Had it been used to wedge down the pedal? Who knows? The coroner wasn't happy. This was a past coincidence. I will not be completing this inquest until I know how two men with no connection to Bristol came to meet the same end here. And this is all on medium.com. So y'all want to look it up.
Peter Peepel was the one who was found wedged behind the car.
Okay.
Says right here. Also in February, this was from the other two, David Skeels and John Britton, that also died of carbon monoxide poisoning. Him and his wife were out, like they were out for dinner and all the other shit that night, and he went to go pull the car in the garage one night, and then the next morning that's when she found him. Even the cops say that it was suspicious because of how his body was positioned.
And then the guy you were talking about, Richard Pugh, is that the one with the sexual misadventure?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, he said 1987 started with the death of Richard Pugh, another computer expert in the defense industry and a consultant to the MOD. Pugh's body was found in his flat. His feet bound, a plastic bag on his head, and a thick rope coiled around his body. The coroner's verdict was an accident due to sexual misadventure. Just days later, another scientist engaged in a top-secret work for the MOD. Dr. John Britton died in his own garage of carbon monoxide poisoning. So that was the one guy you were talking about.
There's another guy, John Whiteman, that drowned himself in his own bathtub, surrounded by pills and empty alcohol bottles. But the autopsy, there's no drugs or alcohol in his system.
Which one was this?
John Whiteman.
Okay.
That sounds like an amateur hitman. Right?
That
You know what
sounds
I mean?
amateur as fuck. Now, I think we've all watched Yellowstone, right?
Yeah.
Have you watched the new season when the corporation is trying to buy up all the land?
Is the new season out?
They're on like season 4.
Yeah.
I think it's season 3.
Yeah.
That is how that is a perfectly good imagery for how corporations can hire hitmen to do their dirty work.
Oh yeah. Money talks.
Whenever what's his daughter's name? Whenever when Beth was at her office and those dudes broke in and was raping her, and then Rip comes in.
Yeah, Rip comes in like a fucking G.
like a boss.
Yeah. Yeah, Rip.
That's
Hold on.
perfect
Hold on.
imagery.
Favorite person on there.
Rip.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Haven't seen it yet?
Yeah, I've never seen that show.
No. You got to watch it, dog.
Dude, Yellowstone's good.
Yeah.
I like Jamie too.
What?
I do, man.
He's
Man,
got his own
Fuck
thing.
that dude.
In his own ways.
Man, I hope that dude doesn't come back from season 4.
At some point, he's probably gonna get castrated.
Who was it that was telling me that what's the fucking lead guy, the dad's name, the actor? Kevin Costner?
Kevin
Yeah.
Costner.
Yeah, that he wasn't going to come back because he wanted more money. Well, you know what my ideal is? Hey, take Jamie, cut his wages in half, and give it to Kevin Costner. I'm team fuck Jamie. He's an asshole.
I think
It's a TV show, bud.
I
God
think
damn.
I don't
what
like
was it? The
The
Midnight Train? Isn't that what they call it when they take dudes out and
Oh yeah, to the train
shoot them?
station.
And yeah,
Midnight Train. You talking about Midnight Rider?
no, well, they called it something.
Yeah, they just said take him to the train station.
Yeah, take him to the train station.
But yeah, they're just gonna shoot him and throw him in the canyon.
Yeah. And is fucking Dodge dumping all the money into that show? Because it's just like Dodge everything everywhere.
Yeah,
It always just like close up of the trucks and shit.
they're nice trucks, man.
Yeah.
They're probably the
Dope ass
the
show.
better
If you guys
trucks
haven't
when
seen
buy a new
Yellowstone, go
truck.
check it out. It's dope as fuck.
Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Highly dramatic.
Highly
You
recommend.
can buy them on Amazon. They're pretty dope.
Or if you got
Paramount.
Peacock, if you
Yeah,
got
if you got
Peacock,
Peacock,
it's
yeah.
free.
What about this guy, dude? They said
David Sands.
Computer-controlled radar scientist.
Also in February, 2 more defense engineers and scientists died. Victor Moore from an overdose. Is that who you guys were talking about? And
No.
Peter Papel, yet another victim of carbon monoxide.
Yeah, that was the guy wedged behind his car.
Yeah.
We're talking about David Sands here. Senior scientist working on a computer-controlled radar at a Marconi sister company made a sudden U-turn in his car and crashed at high speed into an empty cafe. Yeah, just sudden U-turn.
His car was just so happened to be loaded with gas.
Oh, yeah. his whole trunk of his car was filled with gas cans. So when he hit the building, it instantly
Fucking
exploded.
blew up.
Yeah.
Like a fireball. Just
Come on, guys, that can happen.
Yeah,
you don't
dude.
roll around with
It happens all
gas
the
tanks
time.
in the back of
Happens
your
all
car.
the time.
All
Maybe
the
he was gonna
time.
go mow his lawn.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
One gas can, right?
Or you knew about the gas shortage that's happening right now and you're just trying to prepare.
He's trying to prepare. What about this one? John Whiteman supposedly drowned himself in a bathtub.
That's the one I talked about.
Oh.
Trevor Knight also died. This was later on in 88. He died by carbon monoxide. So there's four people that have been carbon monoxide
6.
death. 6?
Yeah, 6.
Does it say right here? Here's 23. 6 fucking people? Dude, there's 25 people in a span of 7 years committed suicide. So as far as the whole reasoning why people think that they were murdered is because it's so much higher, such a concentrated area, but the suicide is so much higher than the national average, it points at possibly foul play.
Listen to this one. Remember the one I told you about the guy gardening?
Yeah.
So, Alistair Beckham, 50, was a computer engineer who it's believed was working on a top secret pilot program for America's Strategic Defense Initiative. After some light Sunday afternoon gardening, Beckham retired to his shed, attached wires to his chest, pushed them into the power socket, and with the handkerchief jammed in his mouth and hit the power. Beckham's wife, entirely unconvinced her husband committed suicide. Beckham was highly secretive about his work, and just hours after his death, men from the Ministry of Defense arrived at the scene and took away several documents and files from Beckham's home.
And didn't he have a peephole in the door of that
I have
shed?
no idea. It says in similar but even more gruesome fashion, Marconi director John Ferry's 60 jam stripped wires into his own tooth fillings and electrocuted himself. Could all of these grisly suicides really be just a coincidence? By now, several stories in the press have appeared questioning whether there was actually some kind of KGB or Eastern Bloc conspiracy to kill these scientists. That's pretty crazy.
And Margaret Thatcher dismissed all the calls for some sort of government inquiry on the deaths. They just
Claiming
they
the
just blew
deaths
them
were
off. And then,
not statistically unusual and were just coincidence.
Yeah.
who was the?
But then you brought up something. Bring that up again, because you said that they tried to reach out from the Freedom of Information Act,
yeah.
and they said they couldn't find shit.
Well, it took them 6 months, and then whenever they did get back to him, they searched everything. It took
they
them
said they
6
were even
months.
caught off guard. Why?
Yeah, they
nothing-
didn't know why there was nothing on it because, well, why would the government? Well, it's all government work. You got files on all. They're gonna have files on all that shit. Top secret, high security clearance type individuals. They're gonna have paperwork on all these people, and they didn't.
I mean, just like we were talking about earlier, and people I know being 009 agents working for the government where they're
007.
009 agents where they're working for the government making
Doesn't,
parts for NASA, making parts for military of defense and stuff like that.
Doesn't Ronan call himself 009?
I
Maybe I'm tripping.
I don't know.
That's
Maybe.
probably false as fuck. Don't listen to me. Hey, I am going to read this off. You guys don't mind. Professor Colin Pritchard, a noted expert in mental illness and suicides, thinks at least some of the deaths were statistically uncommon. Whilst it's true suicide is one of the most prevalent causes of early death in men, especially young men, Pritchard believes factors in some of the cases make the suicide verdict unlikely. Pritchard cites that the case of at least 4 of the men that are shared unusual elements. All 4 men had complained to friends and family that they had been tasked strange, impossible, and unscientific tasks by their employers. All 4 men committed suicide in incredibly violent and bizarre ways. Pritchard had studied numerous suicide cases and thinks such extreme suicides methods are normally only associated with people suffering severe mental breakdowns to the extent they would be unable to even hold down jobs. Yet the men were all employed up until the day of their deaths, and none had shown any signs of mental illness and other disturbances.
Yeah. Extremely unlikely that, there's easier and less painful ways of killing yourself than some of these guys did.
You want to read it out loud?
Yeah. All the men had recently found new jobs and were preparing to leave within days of their death. Likewise, all 4 men had recently arranged appointments with their MPs as well. Now, going back to what I was saying about sexual misadventure being a cover-up for espionage, this is coming from intelligence expert Conrad Black. He says death by sexual misadventure is a common method of disguising murder in the world of espionage. So when you suicide motherfuckers and you don't want nobody asking questions, you make it look like they died jerking off and nobody says anything.
Yeah, it says a sex game cover is a very useful mechanism in a murder.
Yeah, Black told the Daily Record, disposing of an enemy and taking it look like a perverted fantasy gone wrong is the training manuals of every spy agency from MI6 to Mossad. I mean, which is common CIA
It says
well.
Not only does it provide a disguise for the actual means and method of death, it trashes the reputation of the victim and blunts the energy of any subsequent investigation. Why do people make sex so weird? Why is it so taboo? Why does everyone get all so funny much, like, oh no?
And I think that's why they're trying to find more ways to do some of these murders and stuff, because it's not so taboo anymore to do lewd acts, sexual acts, as long as it's 2 consenting adults.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's why this shit doesn't come up anymore. That's why they can't suicide motherfuckers with...
Now they just hang you in your jail cell?
Or they put the rig on you and you blow your own braids out.
Mm-hmm.
Twice.
I don't know, man, because I know they say that they weren't showing any signs, and... It's hard to say that unless like you live with them, and even then it's hard to say what goes through people's minds, because I worked with a guy who had committed suicide, and I worked him at 2 other jobs before that, or another job before I worked with him there, and I knew him. He was always a happy-go-lucky guy, smoked weed, always had a smile on his face, great dude. One day I remember I was moving, and he texted me. He was like, "Hey man, you need any help moving?" I was like, "Nah man, I'm good. I'll see you at work." And then he didn't come back, but I didn't think anything of it. Maybe took some time off. I don't want to bother him, And I find out that he ended up fucking shooting himself, man.
Wow.
I think with a shotgun. I don't know. I think that's what he did it with. But
people have demons,
dude. But this was a guy when I was going through a rough time in my life that was giving me fucking advice, and like, cause he had been through similar things, man. And he was like, coaching me up, just being a good guy, And just to know that he was fighting demons still inside of him,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it's easier to take it, easier to give advice than take it,
Yeah, man. There ain't no shame in asking people for some help, all right?
Oh, hell no. Everybody needs help at some point.
Yeah,
no, if you have to reach out, reach out.
Yeah. Even if we're not, you don't know us personally, just reach out to the show. You always got somebody to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody goes through shit, man. It's just...
Shit, I think we've all been through it. I know I have.
Taking that way out because of how you feel in a certain moment, you don't know if you're going to feel that way in 2 years or a year or a month, I mean, dude, I've had some low fucking points. I think we all have in this room,
You never know where your life is going to take you.
Yeah. But I think it is normal for people to want to just end it.
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
think
fuck,
so.
I don't want to go through this. I just want it to be over.
It's okay to be sad sometimes.
Yeah, but you got to start coaching yourself up and telling yourself, hey, man, why I'm like, there's a problem. Let's fix it.
Go do some curls. You'll feel better, I promise.
Well, that's a big thing, too, is that people don't take care of their bodies. Yep. And, what do they say? Your brain is your second stomach, and your body. I mean, if your body feels like shit, your mind's going to feel like shit,
Well, and actually they're coming out with studies now that say that cortisol and adrenaline build up when you're sitting and not moving and stuff like that. The human body's not made for that.
Yeah.
It was not built. We have not been genetically modified to grow for us to sit all the time.
Yeah.
And that creates cortisol and adrenaline have been known to make you naturally pessimistic. So anytime there's a challenge in your way or any type of slight not good feeling, it's going to turn you off immediately. You're not going to want to do it anymore. You're not going to. So instead of going to the gym, instead of eating healthy, you're literally going to take the easy way out because and it's because of the cortisol and the adrenaline that's been building up.
Yeah, I've heard that human beings always want to take the easy way. You know,
now,
our body doesn't like resistance.
Now, let me say this is what David's talking about, cortisol and adrenaline buildup. When you're experiencing that, you don't think, oh my God, my adrenaline and my cortisol are building up. It's how your thoughts. Okay, now lifting weights, your mind-body connection, especially bodybuilding, because you're isolating shit in your mind. Therefore, you're isolating it physically. Like if you're doing curls, you're thinking about your biceps stretching and squeezing. Now, when, like, just an example, me, whenever I have to do something that I don't want to do, or there's something that needs to be done, I think, man, you know what? I didn't want to do squats yesterday either, but I fucking did it. Because doing the hard shit is what disciplines you. And I go, if I can do squats, the one thing I hate the most, you got to do it every week. It's not a matter of choice. Then if I could do those squats, I could do anything. So now it just makes this errand look less of a daunting task, or this chore less daunting. If I can squat, I could go fucking do this. It's not that big a deal. And then you go get it done.
Yeah.
And that's how you build discipline, self-discipline. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, people just get lazy with it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you this from experience. When I don't work out, that's when I'm the saddest.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I just have all this built up, what you're talking about, just built up in me, and I feel like a piece of shit, you know? Like, you ever have those days where you just lay around all day and don't do shit? Like, on your off days.
I hate off
you just kind of like, ugh, you know? Or even like, you know, how we work out in the mornings, which I've been doing a terrible job this week, last couple weeks. But I've been working out on the weekends. Luckily, I got a gym in my house. But yeah, it's like those mornings when I meet Justin up there at Planet at 4 a.m.
You feel so much better, man.
And it just, like,
it's
the
not
hardest
like
part is
waking up
rolling
at
out
home.
of bed. You know,
Right.
It is, because I know what I'm going to, the gym I'm looking forward to, it's going to work afterwards. It's like, I'm fucking hate, you know. But working out does make that day a lot more
and I
easier.
think there's a few things to that. I think one of it is you become in a trance, such as meditation, while you're working out. Your body is
Yeah, we've talked about that numerous times.
Yeah.
And also, when the body moves, the mind grooves. The same, going back to those studies I was telling you about, you know, they're able to do EKGs and stuff like that now and check your brain waves. And they've noticed when you're sitting here, your brain waves are, you know, it's gray for the most part. But as soon as you start moving and stuff like that, that adrenaline comes back. Those endorphins start popping, and your brain, they've noticed that it is super active when you're working out.
Well, did you get us talking about the mushrooms?
Yeah.
Did we do that? That goes back to us being able to, if we're microdosing, it doubles our brain power essentially, because we have more synapses firing, double the amount than just not microdosing.
It's
But
literally
now,
the pill.
If you're not doing anything, then your body doesn't need to be firing on all cylinders. So therefore, it will stop firing on all cylinders. And that rewires how your body and your brain work. So if you're just sitting around all day, you're literally at a fraction of your power, your brain power, your mental capacity.
And setting small goals. Like achieving goal.
Get out of bed.
Small goals. These are goals.
Eat breakfast. I know it's 3:15 in the morning, but eat breakfast. Go to the gym.
Have projects.
In the words of Joe Rogan, live like there's a documentary crew following you around.
Hey,
Like, you don't want to be that fucking, you know, when your kids get older, looking at your dad going, my dad was a fucking loser, you know, or my mom was a loser.
Right.
You know, like, fucking get after it, dude. Get your body right. Get your mind right, you know.
And
what do they say?
practice what you preach.
What does he say? Think of yourself as a loser in the beginning of the movie, and started out like that,
Think
and
the
change.
hero's
As a-
journey.
Yeah.
This is why you need to take 5 grams of mushrooms. You need to go on the hero's journey, and everything will
Or just pick
fall
up a
in
dumbbell.
line. But
You
it's
should probably do
about your
both.
mind too. You
And
have to
takes-
have
It
you have
takes
to
a while
build
to
both.
become a habit. You know what do they say? It takes like a month.
Yeah,
to
but the
become
journey of
habit.
1,000 steps starts with a single
And I think
single
the,
step.
I think
right?
the biggest
journey
problem,
of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
Yeah. The biggest problem too is that people think it's going to happen overnight. People tell me all the time, like, "God damn, bro, you work out all this much, but you fucking still, I haven't seen much." Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight, dude. It takes fucking.
That's why peds are important.
It takes years. Yeah, they expect you to work out for fucking 6 months, 8 months, and then
Right.
end up looking like fucking Ronnie Coleman. No,
Right.
that's not how that works.
No, but you
especially when you
can't.
Nobody
take
can
8
look
years
like him.
off, 6 years off. What'd you say?
Nobody can look like Ronnie Coleman.
No,
Yeah.
There are
right.
professional trainers that won't train you unless you're taking steroids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I'm not against steroids, though.
Because
I mean-
if you've been working out for a year and you think that you haven't grown enough, you're going to lose that person, because people want to see results. Being
Yeah.
natty, if you have to go, I wonder if he's on steroids. He's probably on fucking steroids.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Or some type of
I don't give a
supplement.
fuck who says, well, protein powders and creatine
Yeah.
don't make you solid 315.
No, but Cali Muscle says all the time. He's like, dude, nobody's natty. He's like, the
Nobody.
food you eat, the fucking creatine, the
Right.
protein powder, it's all fucking.
That's why we're
shit
talking
in it.
about performance enhancing drugs, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if
And
you want to get big, you could get big easy.
So
And
basically,
you don't
what-
have to do
You
any
also
hardcore
need
shit.
discipline, and you need to be able to eat well, and you need to be able to train well. Steroids
Right.
aren't just going to
Yeah.
fucking get you big.
The steroids are the easiest part about it.
what
Yeah.
you put in is what you
st-
get out.
The discipline, you getting up at 3
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning, you eating breakfast, you're doing all these things before anybody
And a lot
else
of
is
times
even
good
awake.
genetics too.
Working
a lot
out
of those
isn't
big
even the
bodybuilders
hard
are just.
part.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
genetics also doesn't get you solid 315.
No, but what I'm saying is some people just have that. Like you see these big guys like Ronnie Coleman and all them. It's not just steroids. It's like what Austin said, discipline. And it may be
Nutrition.
some genetics. Their nutrition, their just hard work ethic. You
Well-
can't just jab yourself with steroids and you magically get big.
like how Austin and I are built. I put on 20 pounds and I still have a 29-inch waist.
Yeah. Don't ever compare yourself to Austin's body, though. Please don't.
Working out's the
Yikes.
easy part, boys.
It is
It's the meal prep and the discipline and not eating certain things.
for
Is
sure.
Yeah,
the
working
hard
out
part.
is easy. It's
That's
sticking
the be-
with it that's hard.
That's the
you
best
know?
part of the day is the gym. And
Yeah.
if you have it early as fuck in the morning, then it is more motivation for you to get up in the morning
But
and
let
do
me
all these
ask you
things.
something. Do you still fight every morning to get out of bed? You've been working out for a while.
Yeah, I want to be honest with you. Yeah. It
'Cause I
sucks.
do. I
It
do.
fucking
Do
sucks.
you, Austin?
Usually I wouldn't, because that's like one of the only things I look forward to. But
Oh, really? See, everyone's different.
now with my shoulder, I can't.
you know?
But that's why
Or
I
maybe it's
wake
different
up.
times, though, because you do wake up at a different time than us.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
usually wake up around 10.
Do you think it's... Have you ever worked day shift?
I work weekend days.
Weekend days?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I just find, like, in the morning when you're trying to wake up at 4 a.m., it's just hard as fuck.
If I was on days, I'd work out after work.
Afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
I also think that people decide that they don't have time for things, and that's what happens.
Everybody
You-
has time for a
you
45-minute workout in your
You
day.
think you can't do it, so therefore you can't do it.
There was a meme I seen that said 45 minutes a day is like 3% of your day or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things that people procrastinate are the things people don't care about.
When you start recognizing all these reasons and these things that you come up with as just excuses to not do them, because that's really what they are, then that's what you get. Because just like in our quantum episode, go listen to our quantum episode. That's what we talk about.
That's
You
one
are
of our
creating
most popular
your
right now.
reality.
Yeah.
Good. It should be. It's one of the most important ones.
And as Jordan Peterson says, you have to. Oh shit! I just lost it. Because you said what you said.
About procrastinating and
Yes.
making your reality and all that shit.
Yes. Dang, I lost it. I
That guy
apologize.
gets a lot of hate.
He does, Jordan.
What do you guys think about him?
I don't really listen to Jordan Peterson. I used to back in the day whenever he first popped off.
I like some of the episodes he's
But
been
other
on
than
certain
that-
podcasts.
Yeah, him on early Joe Rogan, like as far early when I say early, I mean like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Or that
But,
debate between that one chick on that news channel.
Yeah, I mean
Where she was just getting pissed.
Dude.
I was like, God, and dude, he kept us cool. I give
Yeah.
him that. But I mean,
He usually always does.
yeah, I mean, I feel like he's pretty reasonable on some of the shit he says.
Yeah.
I don't see anything extreme, you know. And honestly, I think women and men, not just men, women could take away, you know, learn something from it too, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's
what
one
he
of our
says
biggest
was,
fights is between sexes, you know.
the sexual
learn each other.
Sexual
that's if
frustration.
that's if you choose to let it be.
Yeah.
At the same time, you know, so you only get what you put out. Your environment is a reflection of you and your choices because you've put yourself there.
Yeah.
So it's just wake up early, go get a pump, and feel good the rest of the day.
Your perception creates your reality.
Yep. So
It's not
basically
the
what
other
we're
way
saying
around.
is...
Stop looking at the scale too.
Yeah.
Scale's not fucking important.
Basically what we're saying is learn discipline. Download the Jocko fucking wake up playlist that Austin listens to. The one that reminds him he's a piece of shit if he didn't
Yep.
wake up.
If you're awake,
Yeah.
Go ahead and
And
turn this
if you
off.
guys want to fucking listen to a good motivational video, go look at YouTube. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a whole bunch of fucking motivational videos about his life. God
Arnold
damn.
Schwarzenegger's regiment is what got me to where I need to wake up at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because Arnold said he talks about all the shit that he did
Acting
during
classes,
his day.
bodybuilding.
He's
all,
like,
yeah.
I still got 6 hours of sleep every night, and I still train for 5 hours a day.
yeah.
And I go, and I was like, well, what time would I have to go to bed in order to get 6 hours of sleep? Okay, well, if I have to clock in at work at 6, and I usually work out for anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour and a half, so I got to give myself, let's call it an hour and a half. Add all this in, well, that puts me at 3 o'clock. I got a 30-minute drive to the gym because it's close by work. 3 o'clock. There it is. That's my own. If I'm worried about guilt-free time as far as not missing time with my family, then what time do I have? Early morning. Well, that's what you got to do. I got to go to bed at 9. That shit sucks. But you know what? After a while, you want to go to bed. You're falling asleep at 8.
yeah.
And it's not that big a deal no more because it becomes your schedule. So
Yeah.
just, you got to set the pace. You are the master of your reality, and you need to
Figure
start
out what's
acting like
more
it.
important in your life. you know?
Right.
So it's not always the going out to the nightclubs and fucking hanging out till fucking 2 a.m. So think about that.
So just to get back on Marconi Murders here, there was scientists in Germany that died who committed suicide, like jumping off a bridge. There's one guy, let's see here. Well, here's this guy, Karl-Heinz Beckertz, director at Siemens, who did contract work for the SDI. He was killed in a car bomb in Munich, Germany. That was in 86. Also in 86, Gerald von Brommel, a senior advisor in SDI negotiations, was killed. There were other attacks on firms related to SDI, and German prosecutors believe they were being targeted. Now, by who? Really, the only speculation is by foreign countries.
If we had that information, they'd be arrested by now. So it's kind of just
Right, because
our opinion.
all these other countries were worried that the U.S. was building this in order to control and decide who had nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
So that's
nuke
that's
race.
one of the main theories behind this being a coordinated, all these guys being suicided, was because other countries were coming in and trying to kill off these guys to try to prevent them from furthering SDI. You know, kill everybody with all the knowledge to build this shit, and then we can keep our nuclear weapons. But Reagan and... Did you ever find his fucking name?
No.
It's like right there. The Russian leader. But that's why they were in talks. According to the unredacted, stress is really the only evidence against all the conspiracies that is really being used, saying that high stress jobs cause them to commit suicide. And Gabe's got it pulled up now. Mikhail Gorbachev is the Russian president, whatever
leader.
communist shit, that was talking with Reagan, and Reagan was trying to get them in on it. Reagan was offering to give Russia all this, all the SDI technology to kind of quell his hesitancy of getting involved in the SDI project, because he kind of knew what was going on with it. But Reagan was offering to give him this technology for free, and there's a quote. He just laughed and said, "You expect me to believe you're going to give us all this advanced, technology, but you won't even give us milking machines?" Because Russia at the time was a shit country, because they kept going through leaders. And as Gabe pointed out, the two previous ones,
Oh, here, I'll go back.
Chimenko and Konstantin Chimenko, he died in 1985. How do you even say it? Yuri
Andropov?
Andropov, he died in 84.
They died when their terms were over. Or they died and their term was over. One of the two.
Yeah, well,
They
we know how that goes.
were all pretty old as
Yeah.
shit, though. You got to give them that. They're all like
The new
70
leader,
some years
the new
old.
leader is the one who kills the old one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just trying to say that stress is what caused all these, suicides, 25 suicides within a matter of,
80, what was it?
8
82
years.
to 1990?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So,
I don't know. It's weird.
yeah.
Let us know what you guys think. Probably
Conspiratorially
won't hear shit
speaking,
back.
yeah, probably
Yeah, probably not.
not.
Are we not good enough for your messages?
Well, I think they've already answered that question.
Yeah.
But conspiratorially speaking, this goes into advanced space technology, and that can branch off into all sorts of conversations.
Cool. So that's pretty much. Is that pretty much all of it?
Dude, that's pretty much it, because, I mean, conspiratorially speaking, that's just a rabbit hole. A lot of this shit, a lot of the reasoning is still kind of classified, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
Star Wars program is still classified.
They just they didn't release. They couldn't find anything.
Well, no, that was the
okay,
paperwork
yeah,
on the
okay,
scientists and engineers and shit.
But if you guys think that this is crazy, just know that this even happens up to this day. There's so many times where I come across like Iranian scientists killed, or this journalist in Russia killed.
All CIA operations.
Yeah, people get offed. So
Mossad, MI6, all of them.
yeah,
Wasn't there a scientist that just got offed because he had some information on coronavirus or some shit? I'm pretty sure I remember reading that.
You might be onto something. I don't remember off the top of my head.
That's all I remember.
Was it he's from India?
I believe that sounds right.
Yeah, I heard. I don't know. But yeah, so that was the Marconi Murders.
Ooh, Disclose TV, which you kind of got to take disclose like with a grain of salt, but Cyber Polygon, which is the World Economic Forum, and this video is so. It's got this guy talking about a simulation exercise of a global cyber pandemic by Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum starts tomorrow, July 9th, which is today, right?
Yeah.
And in the background behind him talking, it's got the World Economic Forum logo, and right next to it has the Great Reset. And they're talking about starting a cyber pandemic.
What would that entail?
The event
A
is
cyber
called
pandemic?
Cyber Polygon.
So basically, computer systems being down. So your cars, your shipping freights, anything going to be shipped across the world, the United States,
Food,
all of these things, everything.
Now, if
Your money.
Exactly, everything, because everything is electronic now.
Yeah.
Now, if you just take that into perspective, we're going to bring up our boy, old Elon Musk, real quick.
Yeah.
The whole push behind electric vehicles,
Yeah.
autonomy,
David's idol. Yeah.
autonomy, and how Tesla is getting shit because their cars are ordering parts automatically and charging it to the owner's credit card, right?
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. So self-driving, self-knowing, which is kind of weird. I mean, yeah, it's a bunch of sensors, but I mean, we're talking about just a extremely low-level AI that's powering these cars at this point. And we've already talked about this in our quantum episode of how quantum computers are so fucking crazy that that's probably what's controlling all this shit. The whole system is probably being ran on quantum computers because it's just more efficient. And they got the money to.
Microchips.
Yeah, and there's a microchip shortage now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
So-
also talking about Elon Musk and just Bitcoin and stuff in general, they believe that they are just going to shut all that down. In an instant, you can shut that down.
Pull
Where
the plug, baby.
our fiat money, paper money, at least you have a hold of it.
Yeah.
They decide to shut things down. Regulators come in as they regulate your money now.
They
along
buy
with the
it all
banking
up.
system.
In air quotes, they buy it all up, and they're just centralizing cryptocurrency at that point.
And now they're coming out with the Fed coin.
Do the feds always have their hand in shit?
Everything.
Yes. Well, it's not the feds.
Yeah.
It's who's pulling the strings on the feds.
Oh, okay.
This goes back to a Rothschild conversation we had earlier. Everybody's in debt to the Rothschilds. They own all the largest banks.
We got to do an episode on them.
Oh,
It's
well,
pretty crazy how they
what
gain
is-
their wealth.
Let's just say this. None of us are suicidal.
Yeah.
So just to put that out there.
The creator of Bitcoin, his last name is, I believe it's Nakamoto Satoshi,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
means central intelligence in Japanese.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have like 1 million bitcoins or something like that?
Well, he's dead now. Right?
I don't think so.
No,
I
yeah.
thought he
is,
died.
Yeah.
Satoshi
Yeah, I
Nakamoto.
think I
or
remember
whatever.
reading something like that.
But he discovered the algorithm for the mining of Bitcoin. And
Satoshi Nakamoto?
now, what's the... give us a translation if you could. So, yeah, they're talking about shutting down the internet, essentially, via a cyber pandemic. And they've pushed autonomy and robotics and, electric
Yeah, he's
vehicles.
still alive,
and,
like I was saying.
oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah. You guys got me fucked
There
up.
was someone who was big in Bitcoin. He was just killed or off, suicided.
John McPhee.
Wasn't him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Silk Road guy, but he's in prison.
He
He
was
was a
huge
big
in Bitcoin.
star.
No, but there was another one.
You're lying.
I swear to God.
We talked
I-
about John McAfee last week.
Yeah, I know. It's not him.
You're bullshitting. Go
He
ahead.
might not have been like an
Satoshi
owner, but he
Nakamoto.
had a lot of Bitcoin. He owned a lot of Bitcoin.
And nobody owns Bitcoin. Like nobody, it's supposed to be a decentralized system. So there is no one actual owner. He created it, and then the rest of the world mined it.
Yeah, I'm still curious on how you mine it.
It's computing power to solve algorithms that get you a piece of this Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just the name that we give it.
It's a blockchain technology that
That's the word I was looking for.
basically is the same way that MasterCard works. MasterCard Visa, where they can do hundreds of thousands of transactions a minute. Bitcoin can only do so many transactions. That's why it's like there's only 11 million Bitcoin. It's the gold of the cryptocurrency.
It's finite, and that's what makes it. It's supply and demand. It's basic economics. So the demand. What? I'm thinking about this wrong. Yeah, I'm thinking about this wrong. Because what makes it worth so much is the drive to have it, right? So it drives up the price because people are willing to pay more for it.
To be a part of the blockchain technology.
Right.
Because things are being built on the back of these cryptocurrencies.
Yeah. So whole businesses and shit are backed by a computer algorithm, which is Now, if we have this cyber pandemic and they fuck up the internet, all that shit goes
It's gonna
away.
be worthless anyway.
Right. So then in order, well, okay, the dollar isn't hardly worth anything anymore. Like David said, it's a fiat currency at this point. We just keep printing paper money. There's nothing to back it up, considering nobody's seen gold in Fort Knox in fucking decades. But now, all that shit is now worthless. But if the government steps in and goes, "Hey, we'll buy your entire mining operation," now they're just adding to their own computing power. And yeah, it's easier to spend a few $100,000 on a building full of servers than it is to try to buy it outright when they're making millions of dollars off of Bitcoin.
Dude, listen to this.
It's just market manipulation, like we've always been saying, you know.
Listen to this. Nakamoto's involvement with Bitcoin, however, ended in 2010. The last correspondence anyone had with Nakamoto was in an email to another crypto developer saying that they had moved on to other things. The inability to put a face to the name has led to significant speculation as to Nakamoto's identity, especially as cryptocurrencies increased in number, popularity, and notoriety. They say that while the identity of Nakamoto has not been ascribed to a provable person or persons, which is weird, I just seen a picture of him on there, it is estimated that the value of Bitcoins under Nakamoto's control, which is thought to be about 1 million in number, may exceed 50 billion in value.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a lot of people like Max Kaiser, I apologize. They say even this year they project like 200,000.
Yeah. Did you see that?
And it's sitting at 36 right now.
There's the maximum possible number of Bitcoin is actually 21 million.
21 million.
Yeah. Nakamoto's stake of 5,000 in total Bitcoin holdings has considerable market power. It's crazy.
And his name means central intelligence.
Yeah, it's wild. So, yeah. All right. Hey, we got one more question, guys. This is from Alyssa. What do you think about the stolen Nikola Tesla files, his relation to Die Glock, and the New York hotel being the next Wardenclyffe? Wardenclyffe? And thoughts on the Tomorrow War? Any thoughts on that?
A lot of his files were taken the same night.
Yeah.
By who?
John Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he
I think
owns
it's
that building,
definitely
right?
fucking fishy. I think Nikola Tesla was working on a lot of shit to help us as a race progress. But I think, they don't want that shit getting out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you start talking about free electricity.
Yeah,
and
that's...
Yeah, but didn't they have a thing on that that wouldn't be able to provide everybody with free energy in today's world?
You would have to have
I guess it would have progressed.
Yes, separate conductors, just like he had built in New York.
Yeah. And a Die Glock, I guess, is a top secret Nazi scientific technology device, secret weapon, or Wunderwaffe.
Wunderwaffen.
Oh.
It's a wonder weapon. It's supposed to be like a death ray.
Oh.
A ray gun or some shit like that?
Well, attach it to Tesla. Tesla also had...
So is that what she's talking about? The New York hotel being the next Warden... Or not, something else. Wardenclyffe. What is that?
I don't know. You have to get me... I'm trying to find the scientist's name. I had stumbled upon this story.
Wardenclyffe Tower, is also known as the Tesla Tower, was an early experimental wireless transmission station designed and built by Nikola. I remember that thing. Yeah.
W's in German are pronounced with a V.
So the Wardenclyffe?
Wardenclyffe.
Nailed it.
Wardenclyffe. Probably something like that.
Wardenclyffe.
Like Wunderwaffen.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, dude, all the symbology in Call of Duty Zombies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like Element 115, that's the shit Bob Lazar was talking about. That's where they got all that shit from.
Dude, I saw this TikTok and it was I think it's the new Call of Duty Zombies in whatever game is out now, there's like on the wall there's a picture of human anatomy, and then if you go over to the other side of the wall, it's a human reptile hybrid anatomy, and it's fucking just
in zombies.
in zombies, bro.
Oh,
What
that's
is it?
awesome.
It in Call of Duty.
Oh, okay.
There on the wall of this zombies map, there's a human anatomy and like a diagram of like parts and the brain and shit, and then on the opposite side of the room, there's a picture of human reptilian hybrid anatomy.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know, we're crazy though.
Yeah, bringing it back to Tesla though. I mean, he was screwed over by J.P. Morgan off rip.
Mm-hmm.
So
Who
But
wasn't,
he
who wasn't screwed over by J.P. Morgan?
The whole country was screwed over by J.P.
Titanic.
Morgan in 1913.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, just like Gabe said,
Yeah.
the Olympia, right? Or it was either the Olympia or the Olympic was
I don't remember.
the sister ship to the Titanic.
That'd be an episode though.
And just to graze on it, the original Titanic had caught fire, so it was burned. So instead of using the Titanic to go on this famous maiden voyage, they swapped it with the Olympic and just put in, switched the names and shit on the ship.
Yeah. But
And
he was
it-
supposed to be on that ship and he didn't go.
Right.
There was a couple of people, I think.
There's
that
a
didn't.
bunch of super wealthy bankers and businessmen in New York that were on that ship at the same time.
Wasn't there was two guys specifically, I can't remember their names, but they were on the Titanic and they were fighting the idea of the Federal Reserve Bank.
Yeah.
And they died, and then after that they just fucking took it all.
Well, that's when
I can't remember. Those
I
guys'
can't
Yeah,
remember
but I
what
know
year the
exactly what you're
Titanic
talking
sank. What year was that?
But they were like, apparently they were wealthy as fuck, and they're like, we don't need money from none of you fucks. Like,
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
We ain't fucking with the Federal Reserve.
fuck
We
with that
really
shit.
got fuck you
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
to tell the whole government to go fuck yourself because
Yeah.
you need me, bitch.
What were those two cats' names?
1912.
1912 and then
April 15th?
1913 was what kicked off the Great Depression
Yeah.
and what established the grounds for the Federal Reserve.
And I'm gonna guess that the Rothschilds that were behind.
Well, they were definitely in bed with J.P. Morgan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
because they're all bankers. That's the banking cartel.
And the Rothschilds are the ones who originally bailed out the Queen.
Yeah.
Like
This
just
is on the Insider. That's weird. There's a crazy conspiracy that the Rothschilds sank the Titanic to set up the Federal Reserve. I'm sure they're trying to debunk it.
I'm sure they're using
But
snow.
who
They can
knows,
debunk
man?
these nuts.
I mean, who knows?
Thank you.
They got away with a lot of shit back then, man.
They still get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little harder nowadays.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, because the
No, it's
shit
not.
gets out and they just label them a conspiracy theorist
No,
and they're good.
They
But-
just put it in a
but-
movie and it's just all fucking fiction.
But calling
That's how
somebody a
they do that.
conspiracy theorist doesn't carry a fraction of the weight that it used to.
Because we end up being right like 6 months later.
Yeah.
It's not even years anymore.
Dude, you know what?
Yeah, look at what's his name? What was that comedian's name? That's like, and Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself when he was just roasting everybody. You guys were all his friend.
Gervais.
What's
Jarvis.
that comedian's name?
Uh,
The English
Starts
guy,
with
right?
Garvis.
Yeah, Gervais.
Ricky
Ricky.
Gervais.
Ricky
Yeah,
Gervais.
Yeah.
Yeah, savage.
Yeah, he went ham. You see Tom Hanks's face during that shit when he was calling out Epstein was priceless.
Priceless.
We're also talking. Tom Hanks deleted his fucking Twitter after like 30,000 people called him a pedophile.
I don't know if I'm on the pedophile. Everyone accusing all these Hollywood people of pedophilia. What do you think?
Why were you on Epstein's plane?
I don't know.
Why'd you go to his island?
He was on the plane?
Yeah.
Wasn't
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino on there too?
Yeah. And
Wasn't there a lot of
listen
a
to
lot
his video,
of fucking people.
Listen to his thing on Rogan.
I did listen.
Where he's like, Harvey Weinstein
Yeah.
he was like a father figure, but a fucked up father figure. But on all of them, it's like, bro, you were diddling and getting diddled too.
Yeah.
100%. You have Will Smith on there. You have Chrissy Teigen. You have the Clintons. You have
Will Smith was on that plane?
I think-
Is it just me or did he get kind of weird? Sorry.
There's a reason why he got weird.
I think he's
Is
a
he-
clone.
Is that what you're about to say?
I think he's a clone. I think a lot of them are fucking clones.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, he just got weird, dude. He posts a lot of videos up on his social media. He's just a weird fucking guy now.
Well, Chrissy Teigen
Why you
deleted
looking like that, bro?
Chrissy Teigen deleted like 80,000 tweets.
Mm-hmm.
She blocked 1 million people because she was getting exposed for, I mean,
And this was all right before
bullying.
COVID-19 filled social media and the airways.
Well, and what
Save
else?
Our Children. This was part of Save Our Children shit.
And what else was going on at that time? The riots all over the world.
Yeah.
Riots, freedom riots all over the world.
What do you think about this? I do believe there's a lot of people involved in the shit, but I also think there's a lot of people that are being blackmailed and they fucking can't do anything about it.
That's
and they
true.
have to just fucking go with it.
It's called honeypotting.
And the blackmail and the honeypot trap isn't always have to do with kids.
No.
It could just be any sort of deviancy that they don't want out, and they're going to do anything to preserve it. Now, the worst shit is like human sacrifice and kids and shit.
Yeah.
So they're definitely going to play along at all costs. It doesn't matter what they got to do.
Shame. That
Sometimes I think that about Jeffrey Epstein, about a lot of those people that were on that list didn't know they were maybe having sex with minors. Maybe they were chicks that were, because what minors are we talking about? We talking about 15, 16? Is that what we're talking about?
Not
That
yes,
could
but
possibly
not
lie about their
entirely.
age and shit. Sometimes you can't even fucking tell.
Well, they
You know
knew
what I mean?
Virginia Roberts was underage.
Okay.
Like when those pictures with Prince Andrew and shit, they knew she was underage.
Okay.
They say,
Or did they know? But the stars that were being flown, they just thought they were going there to fuck some bitches.
now, let's start with Jeffrey Epstein had, I don't even know how many, hundreds of video recordings that were all labeled with who was in them. So prominent figures, let's just say Prince Andrew, had tapes that were labeled Prince Andrew and X, whoever the people involved were. So everybody's under the general understanding that Epstein was one of the main guys in charge of gathering blackmail. Now, who was he gathering blackmail for? We're going to go into that eventually. But just for the sake of this, the honeypot is drugs, sex, minors of all ages, deviancy in general. The blackmail doesn't always have to be sexual in nature.
public shame.
Right.
People are
Something that would
afraid of-
ruin you. It doesn't matter what it is, but we're going to figure it out because they're rich and they can entice this shit out of you. All it takes is, man, I would do anything to fuck her. Oh, really? Because I'm worth billions of dollars out of fucking nowhere.
And at the same time, why would you be hanging out with someone that is a convicted pedophile?
Everybody who talks about Epstein admits that he knew he was doing funny shit.
And he liked kids.
They said the same thing about Harvey Weinstein. Everybody knew that.
The court records show he
was
likes
an
kids.
asshole.
The
Yeah.
court records since the 90s or the 80s, whenever he got his first case.
I think it was way later than that.
But yeah, he was hanging out with Donald Trump in the 90s and shit. But
Him and, Bill Gates as well.
yep.
Yeah.
After the conviction. Why?
But then it's like, well, who,
I don't understand the pedo shit. It fucking
let's
pisses me off.
talk. It should, as it
we
should.
talked about it on the last podcast enough.
This shit makes your skin crawl. If you don't like hearing about it, we get it. It should do that. But you got to know the shit's going on.
And what were we talking about?
It's weird
earlier
that
this week
people like that, it like gets brushed over.
with Haiti.
Oh yeah, the Haitian president got assassinated in his home.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what else put Haiti on the map in the conspiracy theorist's eyes? Laura Silsby and Bill Clinton going over there to bail her out after she got caught trying to smuggle 33 kids out of Haiti with no documentation. They arrested her ass, threw her in fucking Haiti prison.
Which is just a small jaunt to Jeffrey Epstein's island.
Hmm.
And then they're all with all the hurricanes and displacement of people and stuff.
Yep.
It says that charges against Silsby were eventually reduced from conspiracy and child abduction to arranging irregular travel. Her trial began on May 13th, and prosecutors asked for a 6-month prison sentence, arguing that Silsby was fully aware that she did not have proper authorization to take the children out of the country.
Listen to how fucked up that is. You can admit, oh, I knew I was doing this. I knew I was kidnapping these 33 kids. And she still gets off.
What do you think would have happened with those kids?
I would think they would have been... Now, to answer that,
Human traffic.
yes. Human trafficking.
Some taken type shit.
Maybe that's... Epstein's Island is where they were... This kind of thing was centered around. As far as like a holding
You think
point.
that's where they were
like
going?
a jump-off point.
Could even be possible
Gabe-
organ harvest. Do you know how many things I've read about that? About
Right.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
But now, like, the one good point that Mormon podcast bullshit that you sent me,
Yeah.
we're also talking about Mormons. So
Mormon
I don't take
stories.
their fucking opinions.
Well, I think he was a former Mormon. That's why he has that podcast.
Well, Mormons believe some goofy ass
I
shit.
think
What's
that's why
that
he
dude?
made that
John
podcast.
Smith. What?
Yes.
John Smith.
Yes, and the seeing stones and
Yeah, only he could read them.
Yeah.
Moroni and
Let me.
it's dumb.
Let me fuck your girl and then I'll tell you.
Yeah, right.
I thought the Stones were the Scientology.
No.
I don't even know what the fuck Scientology is. I know Tom
They have
Cruise is
a
in
big-
it, and they're fucking weird, and
Yeah,
they got
they-
a lot of money.
They have one downtown. It's huge. I've passed by it.
Yeah. Where's they going with that?
I'm not sure, but we were talking about earlier.
The
We were talking
kids.
about the
I asked
Operation
about the kids.
Underground
Yeah.
Railroad.
What are happening to the kids from Haiti if they were able?
If
to
they
be
would have got
abducted?
off,
Well,
Okay, this is what I was going to say about the Mormon Stories podcast. Is the one good point that I think that they made because they dismissed and trivialized a lot of this shit.
You're talking about all right on the previous
about how rare this shit actually is.
Well, let me explain what you're talking about. Last podcast, I talked about the R organization, Operation Underground Railroad, because it was an organization that I donated to. Well, there's all this shit coming up I've seen from like, 6, 7, 10 months ago. Mm-hmm. I guess they're under investigation. Fucking hard to find actually anything on it. There's a couple of websites I've seen some shit. Basically that they are mismanaging money and possibly not even rescuing anybody. So that they're one of the most profitable nonprofit organizations out there. And so Justin's talking about this podcast I found. I stopped all my fucking donations right now until this investigation's figured out, because if this is the case, that's fucking ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it's coming out a lot of these sting operations
Yeah.
never even happened.
Never happened. That's a bunch of bullshit. That fucking Tim Ballard is
A piece of shit.
supposedly. Now
But
we don't
now,
know. Supposedly,
he's hooked up with a lot of political people too.
and it's hard to when you watch that documentary on Prime on their organization. That's what hooked me in when I seen that a couple years ago. I was like, holy shit,
it worked.
Yeah,
and
they're
using
saying
psychics.
that. Yeah,
And using psychics.
Okay, I
from
never
Utah.
got to that. Can you go
Well,
into that?
the
but
whole
go into
thing
the
is-
minorities.
Yeah, yeah.
Or the
Okay.
Mormon stories.
Now, Mormon Stories, a really good point that they made is that it's all this human sex trafficking shit in comparison to the rest of the world is super, super rare. Okay? So when a lot of people talk about it, they make it sound like, this shit's happening 1 million kids a year. It's not. I think they estimate 20 to 24,000.
Yeah, they said the statistics were off. That they were basically
Largely inflated, extremely inflated.
And we also know that it mainly happens with loved ones and
Right.
like people that are close to you. Is
Right.
what,
But now kids are abducted.
they are.
Kids are sold into sex trafficking rings.
Yes.
Kids are being abused by the elites.
Yes.
But it's super rare. Don't let all these hyperinflated numbers twist you into, whatever it is.
What numbers do you think that are hyperinflated?
Example, Underground Railroad, Tim Ballard and all them, they say that like 1 million kids a year are taken and sold into
They're
sex
basically
trafficking.
inflating the numbers.
Yeah, that's it. They're just
And it worked because they stockpiled $30 million in donations. And that's what they're being accused of is stockpiling.
Wow.
Tim Ballard on paper was making like $300,000 a year. Right?
Excessive compensation to Tim Ballard over $300K a year.
Now that's just on paper too.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing is this is all being under investigation right now, so we can't say anyone's wrong.
Right.
We don't know if this organization is doing that, and they may be. We don't know. But Lynn Packer is a journalist that he's talking to on Mormon stories about it. So
now, if this shit even makes it to court, a lot of this information is going to be made public.
yeah, well, and it would be years until we figure.
Well,
this
maybe.
out.
I mean, look what they've done.
They're also getting accused of lavish
With Maxwell and Epstein? Yeah, that was my point. Hopefully, we'll be able to get to the bottom of this because it all also depends because some of this shit could be a loose thread. You start pulling on a loose thread, next thing you know, your fucking shirt's unraveled and the whole thing's exposed. Because that's how you get into conspiracy theories. You start tugging on a loose string and it just unravels in front of your eyes and you're like, I can't fucking believe this shit.
Yeah. They're also being accused of lavish expenditures. You know, a lot of the times you see them coming in on helicopters and shit, and they're using false statistics to overstate the prevalence of child sex trafficking worldwide to lure donors, using excessive emotion. And this is the thing that got me. I knew they were a religious organization, but I see past that. I'm not going to agree with everything on something, but if you're doing something good to help children that are being human trafficked, I'm all for it. I'm not going to just go, oh, because I'm not religious, I'm not going to support your charity.
But also at the same time, a lot of scams like this,
and this is what
are
they talk
hiding
about.
behind religion.
Yeah, they're using excessive emotion and religious manipulation to lure donors, including claims to be called of God and to be protected by God in ours work. They're using affinity with Mormon celebrities like Mormon Apostle M. Russell Ballard, Glenn Beck, and Elizabeth Ed Smart to lure donors. So they're using like these known people to bring more people in, claiming credits for raids that they were not involved with, engaging in illegal and unsafe raids, jump teams that often yield no positive results. One thing I didn't know, I knew they were doing most of shit outside the United States, which I'm fine with because I don't think that we should just help our own countries, you know, help everybody you can, you know, but that shit doesn't fly in the United States. You can't just have people from...
That's vigilante justice, and that's not going to fly.
So how they're doing that in Haiti, of all places, is because that country right now is fucking unraveling.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of money's talking down there because in the documentary, if you watch it, they bring over some of those Haitian leaders, and some people think that they were fucking paid, you know, to come over, and they were doing all this, you know, thanking them for letting them go over and conduct those jumps.
That a lot of them never even happened.
Yeah, and they're all, well, that's what they're saying, and allegedly, and they're also saying alleged unsavory behavior of jump teams, including illegal drug use during raids and sexual assault. Now, the drug shit doesn't bother me, but the sexual assault is fucked up.
But that can also be
the example
one asshole.
Well, the example I heard is
at the same time, so we can't just assume everybody's just fucking raping it.
Yeah,
it's not like the Vikings, you know.
Well, I heard the assault was somebody brushed up against a minor. I don't know. That's one I heard.
Dude, that's really goofy, man.
Yeah, dude, it's weird. Draw money and attention away from legitimate charities who are meaningful, providing solutions to the problem are decries. Victimizing and politicizing the suffering of children for political gain. Associating with and taking advantage of known false conspiracy theories like QAnon. Using the LSD's church law firm, Curtin and McConkie, to
LDS.
Intimidate the... LDS, sorry. Did I say LSD?
Yeah.
To intimidate,
perked up. That's all I can know.
They intimidate and silence whistleblowers, in summary, manipulating wealthy donors throughout religious and patriotic emotion and misusing or misallocating funds, all on the backs of very vulnerable population.
Now, the LDS church is a Church of the Latter-day Saints.
Latter-day Saints.
So that's the Mormon church is
Yeah.
what it's referring to.
Yeah.
And the fucking Mormons, bro. Like,
They got enough shit that they have to deal with their sexual
yeah,
allegations.
yourselves.
Yeah.
You fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Polygamy.
Oh, our Savior put his head in a hat and then spoke to God. Like, shut the fuck up. And this wasn't even like thousands of years ago. This was like a couple hundred years ago.
I'm fine if they want to believe in that as long as they're not fucking raping kids.
Hey, that's fine. I am a little jelly with the whole multiple wives thing, but that would be a fucking heavy.
Dude, no. My girl used to watch this show where they would live up out in Utah in those houses up in the mountains. Have you seen
Sister
that shit?
Wives.
Yeah, dude, I watched that shit.
Escaping polygamy.
I used to think it was like, oh yeah, this is
That's
like
dope.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
No, it's
and you
7
watch
fucking
it, and you're like,
problems.
this would be horrible.
Yeah.
You have to listen to all these bitches bitching?
Yeah. I thought I was going to be like, dude, fucking Katie's acting up today. I'm going to go fucking hang out with
Right,
Sarah down
yeah.
Nah,
the
bro.
street. Fuck
Nah,
you.
dude. She is right on the other side of the
No,
door.
actually, what's
Yeah.
really messed up, there's a documentary called Escaping Polygamy. And a lot of uncles marrying their nieces type of shit. A
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, that's the shit that you
And-
don't
And
see
minors.
on TLC.
And people being
yeah.
so, like, I believe his name is David Johnson, one of the biggest polygamists out there. He leaves, like, his wives in hotels. Like, he owns a hotel. He leaves that one there.
Baller.
Type of thing.
But, you know, we could talk about how shitty the dudes
Slumlording
are.
his wives.
We could talk about how shitty the dudes are, but these bitches are signing up for it.
Yeah, but a lot of them may be victims of some
bro.
type of fucking sexual
Stockholm
abuse.
syndrome.
Well,
And have
at-
some mommy daddy issues.
then
you
we're
know?
just, you know, that's one thing. But if you just keep making excuses like that, you're never going to
But didn't
get
we
to a
say
better
a lot of
place.
them are minors when they're getting married? So, I mean, you're fucking marrying
Well,
a 15-year-old. She don't
Now,
fucking know
legally,
shit.
yeah, if your fucking parents are signing over, a child, then blood eagle
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah. Do you know
God-
what's his name's
Justin for God
Mormon-
Emperor.
What's that guy's name? Ted Cruz and his family. They live in like Mexico, and they're out there fighting fucking drug dealers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
The Zodiac killer, bro.
That's I was about to say. You think
Ah,
the
shut
Zodiac
the
killers
fuck-
fighting the cartels, bro?
No, his family. They all left. Ted Cruz is from Mexico.
What?
No, because he ran for president. You can't be.
Hold
you have
on.
to be
Hold on.
born in the United
He
States.
he was going down there for like vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the pandemic.
Yeah.
With a mask.
That's
And
the
then
only
right
thing I
back.
heard
He was
about
getting
him.
cyberbullied, so he had to fly back early.
Oh,
you're-
Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney. That's who it is. Their whole family lives in Mexico.
That they may have moved down there.
Yeah,
They're not
because
from
polygamy
Mexico.
is legal there, where they live at, and they have. Dude, there's a documentary on. They have their own little town down there, and I guess the drug dealers were having issues with them, and they were like, "These motherfuckers got guns and shit down there. They're fucking fighting off drug dealers."
Mitt fucking Romney.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Getting back to the
Yeah,
Haiti
motherfucker.
president being assassinated, you hear that? Did you guys see that video where he's like, you hear American soldiers, American accents in the video?
No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
totally. A video floating around of, and you hear American accents. and-
So
He
we
was
talked
alive or
about
dead
about this
at
on
that
the
point?
show.
The president or whatever he is, he was alive or dead at that point.
actively being assassinated.
Oh,
from what
really?
it looked like
They
in
had
the
a
video.
video of it happening.
Of
Well,
Americans.
it was dark. It was dark.
But you heard Americans.
You hear the Americans, and then you hear gunfire.
And what we talked about on the show,
Is
the
it-
Green Beret is openly trained to overthrow governments.
Yeah.
Now,
And that's just the Green Beret.
that's just
they're
the Green
probably not
Beret.
even put on the juicy shit.
Oh no!
Well,
Why didn't they just kill him with a
that
drone?
that kind of shit is probably carried out by, I would say, the Green Beret. Because that's big shit. If we're talking about toppling governments,
Yeah, but I think they'd have their separate like black military force to do that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because I mean, if you get someone in there like Tim Kennedy and they're like, "Hey, kill this guy,"
like
he'd be like,
to
"Why?"
do the assassination, but in order to
Would he?
set up the government,
I think he
you would
would.
put in the Green Beret. Like, okay, your dude's dead. Here, we'll give you the Green Beret, and we'll help you rebuild.
Unless
But meanwhile, they're fucking puppet mastering the shit.
unless they like super bias the intel that he's reading on why he needs to go kill the dude, which they probably could
Which
be
they
doing.
probably would
That
be doing.
happens. There's
Yeah.
plenty of fucking movies about that
It
kind of
happens
shit.
all the time. And or just a
Told
nerd
you.
in his basement with a drone.
That's the Washington Post. In a besieged Mormon colony, Mitt Romney's Mexican roots. Told you, dog. 3 dozen of Mitt Romney's relatives live here in a narrow river valley at the foot of the western Sierra Madre Mountains, surrounded by peach grove, apple orchards, and some of the baddest, most fearsome drug gangsters and kidnappers in all of northern Mexico. Told you, dog.
Mitt Romney's a piece of shit.
I don't know if he's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
But, yeah. So
90% of them are.
Hey,
Well,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
I was just, where's these sacrifices happening? I want to get to that.
What sacrifices?
Child sacrifices.
Okay, child sacrifices. What were you about to say?
Nothing. Go off on that.
What do you mean?
Well, how can we trace these?
You can't.
Well, let's start trying.
Only the paper trail only goes so far because, like what we were just alluding to, is that say that this dude, this Haitian president, was smoked by a black American, like a black ops American team.
Yeah.
Somebody had to give that order. That order had to come from somewhere because of chain of command. Okay, now we're just talking about up the chain.
Yeah.
Who's that? And if they have that kind of power, and that power permeates all these different agencies, even the military, to the point of even contractors like Blackwater, all the way to immigration, all the way to the motherfucker we talked about last week who owned an organization helping children that were who were being sex trafficked, gets busted for fucking being a chomo. It permeates everything. The medical field, the technological field, military, police, education, everything. You got bugs everywhere, and they just have to be in the right position to deter investigation. That's why when I was talking about the FBI a few episodes ago, I'm not worried about the girl just filing paperwork. I'm worried about her bosses.
Yeah. I'm worried about them too.
Because, like cops, for example. Sorry, I'm getting excited. Cops, for example, when it came to the Epstein thing, some of the Epstein information and like pedo shit got brushed off and they never heard anything about it because cops would find some shit, take it to their superiors, and then
They told them
they never heard anything.
Wipe it. Yeah.
They didn't. I don't have to tell you shit. You're a subordinate. I'll handle it. Go ahead and give me all your paperwork.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it. And then they never hear anything else about it. That's how it fucking works.
Yeah.
You just have to have people in the right positions, and you can cover anything up. Just like with the Freedom of Information Act when it comes to the Marconi murders. Somebody had to go into these classified files, so you have to have security clearance, and take them, which is a federal offense, a crime if you and me did that, and get rid of the shit. Now, ain't nobody knowing shit. Now, are they going to dispose of them and burn them? No. They've got all this shit somewhere. Because now it's their information. If you haven't... Whoever has the most information, that's power. Power comes from information. That's why learning about all this shit is so important. Because if you know, you ain't pulling no shades over my eyes. Because I know what the fuck you've been doing. Because it's right here. Like a lot of this conspiracy shit is. Now, we are good at differentiating speculation from what's actually like factual shit.
Yeah.
I try to, because I'm for the sake of myself. You can't be like, oh, well, you told me this is true. I said, no, that is my speculation.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Which,
I get you.
We can all do all day. Opinions are like assholes.
Everyone's got one.
Oh, yeah. Gabe just got a really
I'm
big
just
one.
trying to dig some info.
They said
up.
most kids are usually found, like, because if you look at the missing children in the U.S., how many go missing each year? It's like a crazy number. Like 460,000 children are reported missing every year per the Federal Bureau of Investigation. But I've read a couple articles, and they said the majority of the time, 99% of those children are found. Because you got to think about it, it's just reported missing. Sounds like a big number, but
it's like, hey, your kid's been hiding under the bed trying to fuck with you, and you freak out and call the cops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or your daughter didn't come home at exactly 9 o'clock.
That happened to my neighbor, dude. I went outside and just seen them all frantic looking for their kid, and he was actually inside the house, but they could not find him. They were so mad at their kid.
Yeah.
They were so pissed.
Hiding under mommy and daddy's bed trying to scare him, and mommy and daddy never show up, so he falls asleep under the bed and nobody hears anything from him. They think he was taken.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine,
that's
bro. That's the
fuck
fear.
out.
They want you to be like that.
I don't know about that, Justin.
It's fear.
They live off.
If they want you to live in fear, that's one way that they could do it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the kid wants you to live like that.
No, not the fucking kid. The kid's just trying to fuck with you. Especially nowadays with all these prank videos and bullshit on YouTube, my daughter is trying to prank me all the time with dumb shit. It's like I see it a mile away. Matter of fact, I see you setting the prank up. You really think you're gonna get me?
You see it right now.
Yeah, I'm fucking.
Hey, what do you guys think about that Olympian runner that got fucking banned from the Olympics for smoking a joint?
It's bullshit, but you knew the fucking rules.
Yeah, but how do you feel about those rules?
You shouldn't. I think the rules are bullshit, but
No one
what
told
are you
you to
gonna
go be
fucking
an
do?
Olympian runner?
But
I mean,
she
what the
only
fuck you
got
gonna do?
banned from the 100-meter.
Yeah, she got banned for like 30 days, but I guess that she's gonna miss
Some bullshit.
She got banned from the 100-meter, but not the
the
relay.
the one event
'Cause
where
she's
she
gonna
was gonna
smoke
smoke
everybody?
everybody.
Yeah,
Like
She did too.
so,
she
all,
ended
so
up
all
running.
this is bullshit. You used a bullshit. You cited a bullshit rule.
how's that a performance-enhancing drug?
It's not.
I know. If anything, I think it would make her maybe slow down a little
Well,
bit.
no.
yeah.
The thing is,
Well, she's not going to be smoking a joint and then
I
stepping
know
onto the track.
during.
the
but-
thing is it if you get any edge on even sleeping, that's considered an edge.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
It's technicalities. A lot of the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just an old way of thinking that has still stayed in sports. I mean, I think the only one that is actually leading the way in changes on marijuana is the UFC.
Yeah.
They just made it to where now you're not going to get the Nevada declares marijuana not a performance enhancing drug. To get the Nevada Commission to go with that, that's pretty crazy.
Man, I want to go back to Vegas so
Yeah.
bad.
Well, I mean, they're not nearly as strict as the New York Commission, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So,
Yeah, but even them, I couldn't see them not.
You do a
Not
lot of
making
shit in
this
Vegas that
illegal.
would get you jail time.
Yeah, but
a
look
lot
how
of other
long.
places.
Look how long USADA's been busting people for weed. you
Yeah.
know, it's like
I do, but professional sports. If you're asking me what
look-
my opinion on,
look how easy this is though. UFC won't punish fighters for marijuana use and policy
Yeah.
change. Like how easy is that?
but I also think everybody who competes,
we
and
lost Nick Diaz's fucking greatest years due to something so stupid. You know.
I think all professional athletes should have the choice to be on steroids. I think everybody should be juiced out of their mind. Track runners,
I don't know
busting
about
down
that.
the track at 400 pounds. I don't give a shit.
I don't know about that.
Well, then okay. Well,
There should be
depends
there
on
should
the
be
sport.
like 2 lanes.
It
There should be a steroid group and then non-steroid.
it's
I'm
just
down
like with
with that.
racing. You
I'm
have
down
an
with that.
open class and you have limited
Don't
classes.
we kind of have that? We have Bellator and UFC.
Oh, he said it. He said it.
Bellator's like, pee in this cup. Where's it gonna go? We don't even know.
we don't even know.
In the trash.
Yeah, right. But like football
looks at
and
it.
baseball and all that shit, just
What?
juice these
I
dudes
said
out.
they just look at it and be like, I'm scared, throw it away.
But see, when it comes to sports like fighting, though, if you're gonna allow, if a guy doesn't want to use steroids and you're letting the other guy, I think that's a little bit of a disadvantage. Like,
Sounds like you're a pussy, bro.
You signed a waiver.
nah.
Look at how the
I mean, you could get hurt.
Look at UFC 1.
You could get hurt. Yeah, and people got
You're
hurt.
fighting. You think you don't know you're gonna get
Yeah,
hurt?
but if this guy's all jacked up on fucking juice, man,
Are
it's
they
like-
not?
A lot of them are.
Okay, then.
Yeah, but
You
still-
already know.
Still wrong.
John Jones is juiced and blown out of his head.
Make 2 organizations like Austin said.
That is one way.
No, just
That's one way to nullify.
Same thing with the
classes.
whole transgender shit that everyone's freaking
But
about.
now-
Make a transgender league.
but now
What's wrong? Boom, fixed.
But now
Fixed.
you have
They
Stop
only have
arguing.
like fucking 12 people.
but
Well,
now but now
for
you
now.
hey, but now you have a women's soccer versus men's soccer type situation with that one bitch,
What?
the one pink-haired bitch. The WNBA as well.
You're just gonna
They're
get
bitching
smoked.
because they don't get paid enough when
Yeah, well, it goes on how many spectators you have. You know?
right,
What's your
nobody wants to
audience?
watch. So now you have limited classes and like limited weight classes. We'll just call it limited as far as restricted to no performance enhancing drugs. They're not going to gain the same attention as the dudes who are juiced out because you want to see some gladiator
See
shit.
Fedor on all the roids.
Yeah.
That you can be on.
Fedor out there looking like Kevin Randleman.
Yeah.
I think there's an argument for both. To be honest with you, To use peds, to not use peds.
Yeah, just make two different.
Make two
like
different
you said,
leagues.
Two different leagues.
Well,
Definitely.
and then the guys, it's just like with natural bodybuilding.
But at the
you
same-
don't hear shit about natural bodybuilding. You hear about what goes on the Olympia stage, and those guys are cycling all year round.
Those guys are natty.
How about this?
I've never wanted.
I heard this. I can't remember who said it, but he said, you get rid of the girls and boys sports and you just have sports. If you're good enough, you can play.
If we're equal,
It would be all men.
But
well, men are even competing as women now. So what's the
that's
difference?
what if you're good enough, you play.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm against that shit,
Boy,
dude.
girl,
like that
whatever.
one chick that's a wrestler, and she's a man transitioned to a woman. And she's like dominating all of
A
them.
powerlifter, Olympian powerlifter.
There's a wrestler too.
Okay.
Oh well,
her
that's
final
at
match,
like the high school level. She's
Yeah.
just getting testosterone.
her final match to win state or whatever. She's got to wrestle the top dude in the sport.
I thought it was a dude. And
No,
that
I'm
was a
saying
girl.
how about that?
That
There would
sounds
be no
legit.
competition.
Sounds legit.
No, for the girl.
Why? Who
the
gives
girl
a fuck
that's-
about competition?
the boy
just
that's
let
a
them
girl.
play. If
If
there's
they
no
agree to
competition,
it, yeah.
That's
But if there's
gonna
some
be,
guy that's
gonna
fucking-
be.
If there's a guy that just decided to transition at the age of fucking 16, 17, and wants to go and wrestle these little high school girls or whatever,
Just
That's
like
why
what
you just
Austin-
got wrestling.
Yeah.
No boys, girls, just
So,
wrestling.
Okay.
no, you make
The
leagues
best
for
from
a
this
reason.
state. That doesn't fucking work, Gabe. This
Why
is
doesn't
a whole,
it work?
This is a whole anti-government spiel
Make
all
leagues.
over again.
We just said we're going to make steroid league, non-steroid league. Why can't there be a man, woman, and transgender league?
There is no such thing as a steroid and non-steroid league because as
I like
we
that
just
idea, too.
admitted,
There could be.
no, because that's what's already going on. Bellator and UFC.
Let them all leave.
Eventually, everybody's gonna eventually be doing steroids.
We don't know that. But yes, there is a lot of steroid use, but we don't know that. We can't say that.
Everybody's enhanced. Going back to our bodybuilding conversation at the beginning of the episode, even if you're taking pre-workout, that's a performance-enhancing drug.
Yeah, but there's fucking tiers to this, though.
Yeah, well, how fast are you going to be if you're 400 pounds? Don't got to worry about that.
I mean, Royce Gracie versus whatever that huge monster dude
Yeah.
was.
Look at UFC 1.
Yeah.
It worked out. It's what
Yeah,
made
it
the
was
sport
also
what it is
UFC
today.
1. Dudes were walking in there with fucking gis on, all right? Let's chill out.
Why can't you use a gi in modern?
Because you're going to get fucking tossed around the fucking ring.
Or Randy Couture versus Bigfoot.
Are you?
Yeah, and choked out with that fucking belt.
I doubt it.
And dudes also had shoes on.
There are
back then.
dudes still getting
And
poked in the eyes.
Dudes
and
had one
kicked in the
glove
nuts.
on.
Dudes are still getting poked in the eyes and kicked in the nuts.
Hey, there's a fix to
see-
that.
see,
There's a guy who makes
purists.
a glove
See,
that actually
listen.
naturally makes your hand curled in. What's that guy's name? I can't
Listen,
remember.
what you are is an
Justin
elitist.
Gaethje's coach.
No,
This guy's
I'm
a
for,
fucking purist over
no,
here.
I
There
come
is
up with
no
simple
purism.
solutions. All right?
Hey, simple.
If you're a man and you turn into a woman, here's your
Watch this,
fucking
watch this.
league. The transgender league. It's fixed. Nobody has to argue anymore
Hey,
about
but
just
that's
let her
that's where
wrestle.
they'll get you.
Want to know
How?
why you have simple solutions?
If you're gonna have
Because you're a
steroids, go to a
simple-minded
different
fool.
league.
That's where they'll get you because they don't want to be recognized as a transgender. They want to be recognized as a female or a male, whatever they transition to.
I'm sorry, but you were Peter for the last fucking 17 years, and now you want to go and
I agree. It's not me making
beat
the
the
rules.
shit out of these women. No.
I'm not doing it. That's
Lift.
why I say fuck everything. Get sports.
Because you're only lifting as a woman because you couldn't compete as a man, so you're eventually going to lose anyways.
A weight class is a weight class.
And what?
Yep.
Weightlifting.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're trans. You're
I just think
dude
it
that
takes
wants
a-
to be a girl. You still got to wrestle this dude because he's in your weight class.
He's in your
I
weight class.
just feel like with the weightlifting one, like think about all those females who are working their way up, and then this fucking asshole comes in. And
No, I get it. I
fucking
get it.
just complete like. Why doesn't anybody think about
I
them?
get it. But this is the thing with rules. There's always workarounds.
Yeah.
So how many? Are you want to have thousands of fucking rules?
No. Just make
Okay,
a different
then.
league. That's not a rule. Make a different spot for them.
With what rules? You have
Just
to have
like they
rules,
want
right?
Don't they want a different bathroom or what the fuck? Or no, they want to
They
use
want to
the
use.
same bathroom.
They want to use.
Make
opposite.
make all bathrooms when the little girl and the little guy are on the same placard. Boom, it locks.
And guess what?
Single bathrooms.
You still got these.
Solution fixed.
You still got these colored-haired weirdos
Yeah.
who go in there and bitch about motherfuckers treating them equally.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the one that turned? He says he's Korean now.
They ask to be treated equally, and when they get treated equally, just by the dude continuing to take a piss in this unisex bathroom, she got on fucking Twitter and was bitching about that. Oh, one guy left, and
hold on, what? What happened?
This one transgender goes into the bathroom. One guy continues to take a piss. One guy leaves. She goes, "Thank you to the guy that left for respecting my privacy, and to the guy who stayed and take a piss, fuck you, you fucking fascist pig," type shit. The typical anti-logic rhetoric of these. Okay, first
what
of
were they all doing
this
in the
is
bathroom?
caused by hormonal.
Hold on, what were they all doing in the bathroom?
Because it's a unisex fucking bathroom.
I know, but usually the
I'll
unisex
think
are
it was
locked.
a unisex.
Usually those lock.
I think she was in the men's bathroom. It don't fucking matter. She still walked into a dude's bathroom when there were two dudes taking a piss and bitched the exact opposite. It used to be, oh, this guy's offended. That's why he left.
But I thought
offended
they
now.
want to be able to walk into the
That's my whole point, Gabe.
Oh, but she wants everyone out. Or he. Or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
she wanted him to leave all because she walked in there. You're in the dude's bathroom. If you're a dude, I'm taking a piss. How many times have you taken a piss in a bar and it's a trough and there's just dicks everywhere?
Well, I'm never looking down, but yeah.
There's dicks everywhere. I know you're looking. I know you're
You guys,
looking,
ever,
motherfucker.
you guys ever been to Old Arrowhead and Old Kaufman?
Yep.
Tubs.
Tubs with
Yep.
ice in it.
Yep.
Racetracks, growing up at racetracks,
Yep.
that's all racetracks
I-70.
have.
Yep.
You'd always have some fucking drunk weirdo.
Oh, almost falling.
boys, let's let it flow.
How's the angle of the dangle?
Just not even holding his wiener, just got his
yeah.
hands at his side.
Yeah, 2 hands on the wall.
His pants are all the way down across his
Oh,
ankles.
yeah, dude.
Oh,
Have you
dude,
seen
those
those guys?
dudes are the funniest, bro.
Where they just take their pants all the way off. Oh, dude.
There's this one dude at an Arrowhead game. He like went in and started a movement because like 4 other dudes just dropped him, just like him, and they were
Hey,
just
bro, if you do that
fucking
shit in front of me, there's going to be some fucking cheeks clapped, all right?
Take your shirt off. I gotta take his shirt off.
I ain't talking about clap like that. I'm talking about with my hand.
I
dog.
bet you want to compete in women's sports.
Smack
huh?
that ass.
Yep. Clapping them cheeks.
There should be no rules. Everything goes. We're gonna find out who's the best. There can be only one.
Well, all I can say is it's funny that
Don't consider yourself a world champion if you're segregating yourself.
isn't the
Pussy.
Olympics being held in a place to where like they'll
Tokyo?
fucking kill you if you're smoking marijuana?
Is it Tokyo?
Isn't it kind of
It's
ironic?
Tokyo.
I haven't paid attention. to
No,
the
they
Olympics
won't. They
in
won't
so-
kill you, but it is super like
Illegal.
yeah.
Yeah, to do a lot of shit. Probably. I don't know.
I think you could get locked up a long time over there if you get
Yeah, it's in
caught with-
Tokyo. All right, guys. I guess that's what pretty much it.
Yeah, that's
For
pretty
today?
much it. Unless you got any more rules for us to follow.
Go fuck yourself.
I need rules, guidelines.
Oh my god. Oh my god, a woman could.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, hey, thanks for listening to us, guys.
Yeah, go follow us on all our social media platforms, please. It helps out a lot. Please send in questions for us, ideas.
Or new rules.
We're looking for people to have on the show too. Hit us up if you know somebody that wants to be on.
Yeah, thank you, Julian and Alyssa, for your questions today.
For your questions. Yeah, so hit us up, guys, and keep liking and subscribing.
We'll most likely probably do a podcast on Nikola Tesla, wouldn't you
Oh,
think?
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for
On
that,
a lot of
Alyssa.
shit talked about today. Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
He is a very interesting dude. I like that dude.
Yes.
Tesla.
Yeah.
And it's so mysterious too. Everything.
Well,
tied
he was
from his
also
life to his death.
He
you know?
was also working with like frequencies and 369,
Yep.
like manifestation and shit.
Yep.
So he's a really interesting guy.
It-
Yeah, he is.
that's going to be a lot of. It's going to be a heavily metaphysical conversation because in order to understand some of his work, you got to understand the shit that influences work at the same time, and a lot of that is a lot of shit we've already talked about. So that should be interesting.
Yep.
All right, y'all.
Much
All right,
love.
shit.
Everybody.
We'll be back next week.
All right, love you.
All right, y'all.
P3 out.
Peace.
Peace.